is having some issues. Before we get started, though, a couple things. Welcome, everybody. If you know someone who wants to play in one of my games, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the wait list or doing a one-shot. Speaking of one-shots, I have two of them coming up. One on November 17th, which is this coming Sunday, where we're going to be doing a tutorial game, learning how to play Dungeons & Dragons 2024 rules. If you're interested in that, the sign-up for that is over at gmeric.com, right on the front page. Also, I have a one-shot on the 21st, which is a week from tomorrow, and that is going to be Uni and the Hunt for the Lost Horn. If you guys have not done this adventure, it is based off of the 1980s and 90s D&D cartoon. It is really cool. It is a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys sign up for that, and the signups for that are also at gmeric.com, right on the front page. Also on the front page, you'll find that I have magnets. Holiday Iris magnets are up available on the website. If you like Iris, go check out the magnets. They're up there on the front page. They're really fun, and they go anywhere that a rust monster would go. And I guarantee 100% that should you put this on your car or your fridge, you will not see a rust monster. Just saying.
I was worried about that.
Yeah. Lastly, the clip contest is going on. If there's a timestamp that you like of a session, go ahead and put the timestamp or a video clip into the clip contest channel, and you'll be automatically entered to win one of these Pixels dice, which automatically lights up with Bluetooth connectivity. They work on Bluetooth, or work on Android and iPhone. They're really fun, and you make them light up all sorts of ways. And they keep track of your die rolls, which is neat. There's even an app that's going to allow you to roll the physical dice, and it'll go into Roll20. And Roll20 works.
Hey.
So, the clip contest is going on. Yeah, it's a really cool Bluetooth-enabled die. Yeah. Those were on Kickstarter for the longest time.
It's cool as hell.
Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and get you guys rolling.
So how will this work? I'm curious.
Sure. How this is going to work is pretty simple. We're just going to play D&D, and we're going to do it a little bit old school. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on Discord for you guys so that you guys can see what I am doing over here, which will be fun, right? And we are going to share this screen. And we're going to do that. And I am going to set up the other recording here so that we can make sure that everything is appropriate and no one sees anything they shouldn't see here.
Don't get to see behind the DM's, what's it called, the little foldy thing?
The DM screen?
GM screen.
All it says is sexy goblin question mark?
Sexy goblin question mark. Dude, if that's the worst that it says, I'm in good shape. Just saying.
Valid.
All right. So we're going to get you guys here and going. So, you guys have been adventuring in the lands of Toivoan. And most recently, you are off the eastern coast of Australia, where you have come seeking a way to defeat Sageos, who is in charge of a drug organization that has been distributing Purple Frenzy across Toivoan. After being collected by Sison, the party went in search of more information about Sageos to make some friends and allies and get resources. Now, you are on the home stretch before the assault on Sageos. And as you guys wake up this morning, Sea Toad Coin, what would you be doing this morning with 3 days left before your rendezvous with the World Eaters?
I reckon Coin's going to be up at the break of dawn working on potions because he made this big ingredients run.
Okay.
And as Coin is rummaging through his papers to get the ingredients, Justin is rummaging through his documents to find the exact number of potions he was trying to make, which may take a minute. But I reckon he's assuming no party events interfere with this, he's going to be making potions for like 10 hours.
He's going to spend 10 hours making potions. Excellent.
Yeah, so he will be occupied for the first half of the day.
All right. As we pan the camera over to Ruzid, who stretches this morning, I assume.
Yeah, gotta get those stretches in.
How does dragon stretching work?
I mean, kind of like cat-like, right? I would assume you kind of stand up and on your hind leg kind of curl up.
Okay. Big back arch thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Spread wings. Hear the muscles creak and bones pop. Gotcha. What would you be doing this morning, sir?
Well, Bruce is probably go hunting in the waters just for fun.
Okay.
While they're trying to stay at pace with the ship, but
Awesome.
kind of diving around.
Cool. As you go hunting, you're able to catch some fish and food and enjoy this big splashing around. Tati, what would you be doing this morning?
I think I've got one of my masks on. I am at Coin's side, pairing both help actions and also guidance.
Understood. Cool. Bryn Gemflower, you've got two nerds over there working on the crafting of potions. Ruzid is making play in the sea. What would you be doing, sir?
I believe there's one book that we haven't read yet, but we'll start out by checking in with the potion making. Do you guys need any further assistance? I can offer bardic inspiration. I can offer guidance. Do you guys?
Hand me that ladle.
Oh, this one.
No, the small one.
Oh, shit! Bryn
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Coin is like hyper focused into this brewing process. His head doesn't come up, but he gives you a thumbs up after you hand the ladle. No, you get the feeling that anything he needs is already on the table at this point, and he can reach it his damn self if he needs it.
Fair enough. Give me a shout if you need anything.
Who's a heads up if the ship starts to roll? Who's driving, by the way?
Probably the crew.
Yep.
That seems fine.
We've got a pretty competent crew, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then Bryn will probably grab some ready to eat food from the pantry and get started on deciphering the last book in his inventory.
Okay. Cool. Which book is that?
It is the big one. It is the Blackened Tome of Forgotten Souls.
The Blackened Tome of Forgotten Souls. Excellent.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and get that information for you here.
Cool. Yeah, so we probably already sprung the major trap in this one, but just to be safe, we will burn a charge of Identify on it, just like with the other ones.
Sure.
And then try to try and figure out if Sigeos has used anything in this book based on what we know about him.
Okay. Well, with the Identify spell, you can tell that the book is cursed to curse anyone who opens it.
Yep. Figured that out. Anything else beyond
that? It's got an ominous aura that seems to whisper to those who come close. It's trying to tempt you to open it.
Do I learn anything about the nature of the curse from the Identify spell?
Sure. We'll give you that. Based off of the knowledge you've collected, thanks to Identify, before opening the book, when you open the book, you will need to make a charisma saving throw, or your soul will be torn from your body, placed into the book, and you will be dead.
Oh, really? Oh, that's well.
Those are good details.
That didn't happen last time. I guess we got
You opened
lucked out
it,
on-
looked at it, and then closed it.
Okay,
If you delve into it, you're going to have to make the saving throw.
got it. So it's this one is properly dangerous. Well, no sense in learning about Sigeos if I don't live to share it with the rest of the party. So, yeah, I think this one's going back in the bag unopened. At least for now.
Okay.
We can discuss possibilities with the team later. Yeah, because my charisma save is pretty good, but I'm alone in here, and Brittany's going to put the book away and meditate over whether a book that tears your soul from your body could possibly help you turn into a dragon. And I think the answer is maybe, but probably
Depends on the
not.
genre of book. You know, if it's not fantasy, then you're probably SOL.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all from me. I will go back and probably hang out near where potions are being made, because I got the impression Coin wanted to be left alone so he could focus on potion making, but just in case.
Not necessarily alone, just that his
Yeah.
his attention will be very focused for a while.
Understood.
With that said, I do have the list of what I want to make.
Sure.
I got into Roll20, so I can cross-reference like the DC checks for each thing.
Okay.
So I think I would start off with the hardest, which is a Supreme Healing.
Okay.
For all the marbles, this is a DC 24
Yes, sir.
for 1,300. I guess I'll just roll it in D. Do you have access to my D&D Beyond, or would I need to just like say what I roll?
It saves in the campaign log. So if you just want to roll it, will keep track of it, and everything will be there.
Okay.
Just let us know what you roll.
Then I'll start off. Is this at advantage or just with guidance?
You have the help action from Tati as well as guidance, so you have advantage and a D4.
Okay.
On top of your medicine check.
With a roll, that's a 25 on the high
Proficiency
roll.
with Tools.
So that succeeds.
Hell yeah. Coin will get 1 Supreme Healing after 8 hours.
Okay.
so he has 2 hours left. He'll just make how long is a heroism? 4 hours?
Yep.
He'll take the extra 2 hours to make a heroism potion.
Okay.
Attempting to beat a DC 20. He rolled a 17.
Yep. Plus a D4.
Plus with a 1D4, he's going to get a 4.
Got there. Yes, sir.
Are you adding your proficiency bonus for tools?
I don't think he is, but
No.
he got there.
Do you add it? Do you add proficiency multiple times?
You add
if
you're proficient with the tool, you add it on top of your medicine check.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a.
Otherwise,
I thought
it would
Okay.
really suck because you're only doing the proficiency based off of your ability score, and that's rules as written, but it doesn't feel good.
That'd be silly.
Why do I have all these tool proficiencies?
All the
Yeah,
same,
I think they're neat.
he passes that check.
Yes,
I
sir.
will update the bag of holding. Does anybody? I know we had discussed doing another like shopping trip. Does anyone need anything particularly? Because if not, if Coin has no reason to leave the ship, he would probably just get into a Zen state of knocking one out. He's like, "All right, throw the next one to me, Tati."
I think
Pass it over gently.
I think we might want more healing potions than we will have time to craft.
Probably, but that's
Like
that,
I really think it's worth just spending all of our remaining gold on. Excuse me. I think whatever gold we have left, I think just dumping it all into healing potions is like a very reasonable thing to do before what is basically a suicide mission.
Yeah, I would rather have more than less. I would rather have more than we need.
Yeah, they'll hold value very well. Like we can resell them for most of the cost if we need to.
So for the next one, it's going to be a superior healing. This is going to be 6 hours, DC 20. Coin's going to roll terribly. So I
Oof.
add my proficiency onto that, or
Yes, sir.
So that'd be a 9 onto a 13.
Wow, that's with advantage.
Wait, you have a proficiency modifier of 9 up at the top?
Is that maybe?
No, I think it's another +6 for.
So you're
'cause I
at
think the
19.
I was just going
yeah,
off the plus
the-
next to medicine.
Oh, no.
but
The
it may
proficiency
be a
bonus
different
is up
one.
at the top next to your AC.
Oh, okay. Proficiency is +6. You're right.
So 19 plus
19
V4. Yeah, you
Plus
get there.
1. Yeah, either way. Minimum of 1. Let's see how far I get. For another clean 4.
Cool.
Dante's guidance is primo. He will throw a superior healing into the bag.
Okay.
Stop it labeled, gently placed in the bag.
Yeah, coin like lobs it to the bag of holding, which is sitting loose on the deck, and Tati will catch it.
Okay.
So I mean, we can go down the list. I guess I can't really put it in the roll 20 if everyone's not here, but he's planning to make like 7 more heroism, 10 base healing, 4 greater healing. That's what he has remaining to make,
Okay.
which I
Are you
think he can
Not
knock
any
out.
mana potions?
Well, we got like 4 or 5 of those kind of sus looking ones.
Yeah, we got the cheap the cheap mana potions.
Fantastic.
We could crack a shot at the greater, but that would be 5k, and that would pretty much get rid of all of our healing remainders.
Are you looking at any? And this is truly just a question. Are you looking at any potions of maximum power?
How much is maximum? Because they say maximum, and then I feel like you still have a little left in the tank. Also, I have no idea how.
I think what those ones do is they give you max damage on like a fireball.
You get maximum damage on one spell.
Yeah.
Coin would ask Tati for her notes, because he and I do not have written any like the DC, the amount of time, or the price on a max power.
Right, because you guys haven't tried that one yet.
Right, but does that mean that we don't know that information,
I
or
believe
that
you
it
guys-
hasn't been?
You
annotated?
guys don't have that notated yet, but the characters would know that it's going to take you guys 12 hours, and it's going to cost you guys 4,000 gold worth of materials.
Important limitation on those potions. It only works on 4th level spells.
Right.
What's the DC?
The DC for that is going to be a 24.
That sounds way too high roller for us.
I think it's
What are you talking about? You've
mathematically
been doing so good.
I think it's effectively double damage on like a single fireball. If you're rolling a large number of dice, and you'll get approximately half of the maximum, a little.
Well, don't
over
get me
half.
wrong. I think it'll be
average.
valuable, and if we want to make it, I'll make it. But 4,000 out of the 6,000 ingredients we have.
And it's a whole day and a half of work as well, which
And-
is time we also don't have.
All
It
for
was
one
truly
big
just a
bomb that.
question, not necessarily an argument for.
Well, Coin will explain that he thinks like the risk involved, or like best case scenario, we can hit a mass bomb and clear a wave of grunts or whatever. But I don't think we're gonna one shot Sugeos with a max power, because we don't even know what his max is.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it either. I just
Mhm.
I think that our time and resources are better spent on healing potions, personally, given the time investment involved.
Well, then let's just go down the line. Say he's going to work for 16 hours the whole day. So we've done 12 so far. So he has another 4. He'll knock out a greater healing now.
Okay.
That's gonna exhaust you. Are you just gonna take that, or do we have a plan to get around that?
What triggers
I'm a
exhaustion?
full elf, but you might want to take a nap and maybe get some
Red-
food.
It's you get 8 hours of work a day, and then you become exhausted.
Correct.
Oh.
It's
I
fine.
mean, it'll just roll off tomorrow.
Sure.
I also
That's
think it's
okay.
very coin. It's going to be like, nah, I'm fine.
As
You know, I've
long
actually
as-
stayed up for 27 hours once.
As long as you're not trying to hit your DC with exhaustion, I think is the point.
Yeah, Tati's got a point. It's
This'll
once
be
you
the
pass
last
the
one,
8 hour
yeah.
mark, you might want to focus on the lower DC potions. If we want to burn our diamonds on this, I have access to greater restoration, so I can help you burn the midnight oil if we're willing to drop a couple of GP of diamonds on
Define
this.
a couple GP.
I believe
Just
it's
like a
100. I'll check the spell component cost, but I believe it's 100 GP per cast, and it removes
Yeah.
one.
If it's under 500 or 1K,
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
I love
Yes.
that it's coin that's like, how much does this energy drink cost? I don't
Like,
care what
I-
it does to me, but how much did it cost?
At least give me the big bottle. I don't want one of those tiny 5-hour energies, right? Give me the full thing.
44-ounce, 5-hour energy. Is that what we're
Give me a
talking about?
full. Yeah, give me like a monster.
Oh, I got in. I got into roll 20.
Cool.
Yay. So this is
Uh,
in 2.
So the restoration will remove my exhaustion?
A greater restoration removes a number of conditions. One of the things it can remove is 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay, perfect. then.
So yeah, I think that's if you want to spend the whole day on this after it's been 8 hours, then yeah.
Okay.
We
Well,
can
we established
absolutely
that
plan
Bryn was
to-
near. Mhm.
Yeah, Bryn hasn't left the ship. Although there at some point we should make a plan. Maybe before maybe 8 hours into the day, we could get the team together and make a plan for the next couple days before we.
Yeah.
I am.
Seconded.
Oh, that's the bag of colding. I was wondering why it didn't have anything in it.
Well, then Coin's going to make another greater healing, which will put him at exactly 16, which would be a good stopping point. I'll roll for that. DC 18, 29. Yeah, even on the lowest, it'd be a 20. So he succeeds on that. At which point, he says, all right, I'm going to go stretch my frog legs. And then 3 minutes later, you hear him snoring in the crow's nest. You get the
Alright,
feeling
All
he's
the way
not. You get the feeling he's not going to be making any more potions today.
Dude needs a CPAP.
Awesome. I have removed a 100 GP diamond from the bag of holding and ticked off the spell slot.
Okay.
So that will account for Bryn's activity for the first 8 hours.
Awesome.
So I want to double check again before I update the ingredients. The listed prices, that's the price that we pay, right? Or is it half of that for potions?
The listed price, what do you have listed for the Supreme?
For Supreme, it's $13.50.
That is the listed price that's retail. You guys should be doing half of that.
Okay, perfect. I'm double checking before I add it up.
Yes, sir.
That is good to know. I
It
will
should
go
be
do
like
that now.
25, 75, etc.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the potion prices appear to all be sticker price. Cool.
Cool. All right. Then we pan the camera to Oshin. What are you doing today, sir?
I love that we're leaving Tweedledee and Tweedledum for last.
And that no one's
I
looking for them.
I love the fact that we're already 14 hours of them not being here.
So I would have assumed that if I didn't see Saphira, that Sizen had an eye on her,
Right.
and so there's no cause for concern.
Of course.
And would be helping the crew, I guess, navigate or sail where we're going. Just up there doing that.
Cool. Awesome. Navigating in the correct direction and making sure you guys don't hit any rocks or anything. Can I get a perception check from Oshin?
Sure. Just is this for the navigating? I'm only asking because I don't know if that's perception or
It's
survival.
not for the navigating. There's something else going on.
Okay.
Everyone else has
Lovely.
been distracted with stuff on the ship, and you're the first person to look over the side as a actual observer of the situation. So in the distance, Oshin, you see what looked like islands rising and falling near the horizon. They're big, really big. And they take
Is
a
it-
good 5 minutes to rise up out of the ocean, and then another 5 minutes to descend.
Are they in the direction that we're heading?
Yes.
Or do I see them like off to the side? Okay.
Not only are they off to the side, your port side, which is your left side of the ship, to the east, but you also see them to the south occasionally. You're
Okay.
generally headed in that general vicinity.
Well, as long as they looked at like the distance of the horizon, I don't think I would say anything. But if they look like they're getting within like a distance that would be realistic for Ruzid to investigate whenever he comes back from going out on his like trips of going into the waves and fishing or what he was doing, I would tell him to go check it out.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
Realistically,
we're-
Uzi wouldn't have been in the water for more than like 2 to 3 hours.
All right. So, Ruzin, when you come out, Oshin will point these out to you. Would you fly the 30 miles out to them?
Yeah, it's kind of far. I mean, I could go out there. Probably want to go with a buddy though. Maybe we should get like
Yeah.
Sison. He's got like that lance rides on my back. Or I could get Toddy. I guess whoever gets
he
here
does
first.
have a Pegasus too, or she has a way of flying as well. So, or I mean, I guess she can ride on your back as well. But I guess we can wait until we're closer than 30 miles out. But I think before
Yeah, it's a little weird.
reach
You know, why
that-
does the island going up and down like cause all the waves to go completely crazy and knock our ship over? Like that's a lot of land mass. Wouldn't it cause the ocean to just have giant waves?
Do we notice anything like that, Eric?
You
Like
do not.
Wait, okay. Well, then I guess maybe when we reach that like 15 to 10 miles out mark, maybe you and grabs a friend and go check them out.
Maybe it's like an illusion.
It could be. It's a bit impossible to tell from here.
Huh. Well, I got some fish. Maybe Brink could cook something up for dinner with it.
I think that's a great idea. Should we find him or find either Sison or Tati just to give them a heads up to get ready to go with you when we approach?
Yeah, you can give him. You can knock like check around, see who's willing to join me. I can just chill up here while you go down there. I don't want to have to crane my neck out. It's kind of got a little bit sore after visiting all the shops.
That makes sense. So then I guess I'll walk around the ship and see if I see either of them.
Okay. So that's when we go ahead and cut across the screen to Saphira and Sison. Sison, you're wearing plate armor, if I remember properly.
Sounds about right.
And you have just stepped out of the Magnificent Mansion's portal into the ocean.
Sure did.
As you fall into the ocean, I need you to go ahead and roll an athletics check while wearing plate armor to swim. Or begin drowning. So, Syson's able to swim. Saphira, can you swim?
I am wearing what is it? A ring of swimming, so yes.
Okay, so you are easily able to swim. Excellent. Syson,
That will stop Kira from immediately, like, upon falling into the water, like that instinctual reaction, like, oh no, I'm gonna drown. Oh, wait, where's Tyson? Okay, okay. And she'll look around and find him and get over to him to try to hold him up.
okay. As you guys are
Mistakes may have
bobbing
been
here,
made.
go ahead.
Mistakes may have been made.
Can I get a perception check from the two of you? A 9 for Saphira, Jives, and a 14 from Syson. Excellent. I appreciate that so much. We're going to go ahead and just go down a quick initiative order. Can I get the two of you to roll for initiative?
I can't wait for us to die off screen.
Awesome. Cool. And I will be acting on a 20, which is the Lair's action. So, Syson, what's the first thing you would like to do as Saphira has swam over to you?
I need to read something real quick.
Let's open more mansions. Try to buy.
Yeah, I think I'm opening up another entrance to the mansion with the portal right above the water, so I can reach up and pull myself in.
Okay.
I was just confirming. I think it's just in action. It doesn't specifically say, not that I can tell at least.
Let me double check here.
So you did have the same idea as me.
Yep.
Mansion 2.
I do still have a charge left on. I have to get 2 charges. So.
So, the magical manual of Milford's Magnificent Mansion. And yes, everyone's in Roll20 except for GM Eric. Because that's figures.
There's
So-
just palpable irony to that.
It will take you a minute, also known as 10 rounds, to cast it. Because you use
10
the
rounds?
book to cast the spell.
Okay, that sounds like a terrible idea then. In that case, reading another spell, these things I would know as a character. Great. In that case, I'm going to cast Wall of Force.
Okay.
I'm going to have that just laid out right in front of us, flat to the ground, so that we can pull ourselves up and stand on it. It can be free floating.
How big is that?
That is 10 foot by 10 foot panels, which I'm going to make in a square right in front of Saphira and I, so we can pull ourselves up on it.
All right, so a square of 10 foot by 10 foot panels. How many of them?
10.
All right, so doing a square of 10 is impossible.
Yeah, you know, like thereabouts. You can shape it whichever way you'd like, but
No, I can't shape it. You have to shape it. How would you shape this?
let's just do. Me thinking real quick if there's any reason not to have. Let's say, 2 panels width and then whatever that rest in height. You can have it as high as you want.
Cool. So 2 by 2 and then very tall walls. Got it.
Not going straight up. It's flat on the surface of the water, so
Okay.
I can we could walk along it.
Sure.
Little walkway.
Okay, cool. So you have a 20 by 20 room. It's a nice living room space.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to try and pull myself onto it.
Cool. Not a problem. So you guys pull yourselves up onto this. And then it becomes my turn.
Great.
Something happens.
Splash.
Can I get a perception check from you guys?
Proving. 11.
An 11 and a 28. Dyson, the water beneath the wall of force has suddenly gotten very dark.
Oh, right. Saphira, I think we're about to have company. How do we get that? Now I'm wishing I'd shaped this differently, but of course I didn't know anything was coming. I need like 10 minutes to summon a Pegasus or another minute to pull open the portal to get into the mansion again. What do you want to do?
Dyson, what would you do, Dyson, other than discuss this?
Yeah, I guess at that point I'm going to I'll cast the Sanctuary on Saphira.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it for the moment.
Awesome. Cool. Saphira, what would you do?
Right, well, we can either do a really slow escape, or we can try to fight, or we can just do a little bit of fly-in so that we get out of reach of whatever's in the water, and then find a place to land. I think that might be the best idea, don't you think?
Hey, if you can fly, great. I'm gonna need a minute to get.
Oh, I got the carpet to fly in.
Oh, if you can pull that out, great.
So let's both get on that, and I will unroll that, climb aboard, drag Station aboard,
Okay.
and shout, "Avast!"
Cool.
We'll take.
Now
and,
you're.
I think.
Was the carpet of flying just on your person somehow?
I mean, I think it would be like strapped to the top of my backpack, since it wouldn't really fit like in it, right?
Okay. So the carpet of flying is active. Awesome.
And I'm just gonna float us 30 feet up for now.
Cool. As you float 30 feet up into the air, you look down, Sison, and outside of that wall of force, you see a large mouth open and teeth that are 6 feet long extend in a ring around your wall of force as it rises up 30 feet into the air and snaps closed just beneath the flying carpet.
Oof.
And falls 30 feet and is stuck.
Yeah, that wall of force can't be good for it inside there.
As you look down, you see the protruding mouth and snoot of a megalodon. What would you like to do, Sison?
Fly high.
Capture it for a pet.
It's for Saturday mornings. Someone absolutely would do that.
Yeah, what are we gonna name
We
it?
could be riding it.
I'm gonna lay a hand on Saphira's shoulder and get ready to face step her out of there if somehow it manages to rise all the way back up to us, but I'm gonna just shout to get higher.
Okay. So, Saphira, will you follow the instructions, or are you going to challenge something that could give you a legendary story?
Air.
This is the GM just manipulating Saphira here. Temptation.
Right?
What would Saphira do?
Saphira has learned lessons about not doing stuff that could get her killed while not with everyone. And she's not with everyone.
There's no witnesses for this legendary action.
There's one.
He barely counts.
I'm gonna tell the story literally.
I
and that's
almost spit my water.
We'll get there.
Hmm. feel a little better. If only our Menos were here. He had this trident that could command fish.
I just
Are,
wish
are you
we were like a
sure?
boat.
Are you sure we can't take it? I think we could take it.
I can barely swim.
Yeah, really?
Okay, I'll tell you what. You wear this and take that fancy ring off. Then you tell me how easy it is to swim.
No, I just meant like. Never mind. I ain't risking it again. And Sapphira will um climb higher
Okay.
in the carpet up to 60 feet. 'Cause it has
Awesome.
a 30-foot flying speed.
Cool. So you guys are now flying high enough that the megalodon beneath you that is thrashing against the wall of force will be unable to reach you, even if it does get free of the Ursu hook that you've placed in its mouth.
The worst people to be in this situation just because we don't really do ranged, but this guy's literally, it would be like shooting fish in a barrel if you want to take him out.
Like I could use my wings to fly in and just dive bomb it and then get back up, and it wouldn't be able to reach me.
Wait a second.
Okay, but if something goes wrong, then what?
But also, like it's kind of defenseless right now. Where would that? I get it all like caught up in there onto the water.
I feel like we basically already won. I feel like we can say that.
Okay, but when we tell this to everyone else, can you like? I mean, I know that you're kind of into like telling the truth about things for the most part, but you'll like raise it up a little bit, right?
All the time. It's got to be for a good reason.
How about the good reason of not to me into proving I ain't a chump?
How about just because I really appreciate you not going back in there and probably getting yourself killed, which would have sucked.
Yeah, that works.
All right, you got a deal. Although that does lead us to the next question. Which way did they go?
Well, definitely south. She'll look around and see if she can see where the sun is positioned, or where the land is.
You cannot see the shore, but you can see the sun. And we established that this was early morning. So you know which way is south based off of the sun's direction.
So that way is east, and south is. And she
Uh-oh.
she's to be decided between which right angle.
Please roll a survival check, beat a 5.
Who's 4?
Yes!
Come
You guys are going north. I set the low DC, guys.
Fucking sailor! It is your one job to know what direction you're going.
But it's
Explains
Saphira.
so much.
Saphira, this had to happen. It had
Two
to.
brain cells and they're both fighting for third place.
So, Saphira, so far you've suggested 3 different directions. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's the one you didn't suggest.
No, Saphira, you're the one in charge of the carpet. And you're the pirate.
But I do really think. I mean, I know the first one was wrong because it was the opposite way east. That was just seeing if I knew where the land was. The land was to the east.
Towards the sun right now.
That's to the west. No, that was to the west.
Just Saphira. What if I said you killed 2 of them and we go the other direction?
Okay, that works. But if we end up by the dragon's horn again, then I ain't gonna be the one explaining this to that's really tall lady.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not even looking forward to explaining this to the party, if I'm being honest.
I mean, what do we have to explain?
They're probably worried sick. We've been gone for a while. It's going to take us a while to get back, assuming we can catch up.
Well, it can't have been that long. I mean, it was. And then she starts doing the math in her head. Well, I mean, how far could they have even gone in like 8 hours or so?
Shit. Speaking of, how fast is the carpet?
Oh, it really only goes. She'll do some math in her head.
Which carpet do you have?
It's the 6x9 foot carpet. It really only goes about like 3.5 miles per hour.
I don't think that's going to catch up.
Right. Well, I mean,
eventually. When
The
the
fight will
boats
be
stop
over.
moving.
all we really have to do is just look, this was really just a stopgap anyway, because your Pegasus goes faster than this, right?
Yeah, I do think that's going to be the play. I can get started
I'll
something like
fly us nice and steady so that I can properly concentrate on it.
I
I
appreciate
promise,
that.
no barrel rolls, no dipsy doos, no flying upside down. Oh,
I would assume all of those
Is that
went
right?
without saying. So the fact that you're saying it really implies to me that you're going to do something else that you didn't list.
I will fly it as steady as I possibly can.
That doesn't make me feel better because I've seen how steadily you drive the ship.
Do a brake check. Just
Look.
do a brake check in the air.
You weren't even there when the Ryport Gate incident happened.
I know. I wish I was. It sounds hilarious.
License is so hard to please.
I
Got all this list of demands over here.
I promise not to do these 6 things, and you're like, what about the rest of them?
I'd like you to list everything you could do on the carpet. Before I summon the Pegasus, I do still have. I'm going to dig around in my bag for a second. I've got a pair of sending stones connected to the ship. Should we send them a message and let them know what happened, or are we just going to try and sneak back in?
We're definitely gonna try to sneak back in.
Okay.
Unless we don't find them by like nightfall or something, then it's like actually something that's worrying. But like, if we can get back, like we can just say like we went fishing or something.
Sure. Yeah. All right. More lies. I'm ready.
Exactly.
All right. Well, hold her steady. No barrel rolls. Flops,
And I mean,
whoopsie doodles.
technically it's not that much. Technically, it's not really a lie at all.
We caught something big.
Exactly.
All right. I will spend 10 minutes summoning my Pegasus. I do have that. Yeah. Thank goodness I had that prepared. That could have been bad.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been really funny and really terrible.
Okay.
I will fly on a perfectly straight and even course with no tricks and no stunts.
In which direction?
The same the direction that Saison says that we should go.
Okay. Awesome. So which direction did you say? Did we lose Saison?
I got a 19 in my survival check, so he should know.
Okay, so you're going to fly south?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the way the ship was going, I think.
Awesome. So as you guys begin flying south at 9 miles an hour, you're going to fly for a very very long time. What would Saphira be doing during this time, and how did this maneuver work for getting on the Pegasus and taking the flying carpet with you?
As far as getting on the Pegasus, I'll let Jason determine like how he positioned it, but I figured I'd just like float the carpet like right up next to the Pegasus, zero gap between them.
Okay. So the Pegasus is sitting there hovering. Is that what we're establishing?
It's just flying perfectly next to us. You ever seen the Blue Angels?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Okay. Thunderbirds are better.
August.
It's a very well trained Pegasus.
All
As a
right.
matter of fact, the Pegasus I'm summoning this time is blue.
Okay. Cool. Saphira, this Pegasus matches your old colors. As you guys manage to get aboard and are flying southwards, you wrap up the carpet, not a problem, and you leave the thrashing megalodon to descend beneath the waves after a minute. You can see that happen as its enormous tail does lash up into the air and smack where you guys would have been if you had not moved the carpet after the first round.
Oh, I'm glad about that.
So, you are now traveling still slower than your ship.
Is it really slower?
You guys are traveling at 9 miles an hour. We've
Fast
established that the flight risk is a very fast vessel.
Yeah. Namesake. Gotta
So,
cover something.
you guys will be losing ground on the flight risk. How long would you guys like to fly?
So first of all, I'm assuming Saphira knows how fast the flight risk is because she's the captain. So I assume we're making up ground. I think we're doing great.
Of course.
Always make
I am
assumptions with
absolutely
Saphira.
certain that we're making up ground. Like it feels like we're moving really fast on this Pegasus, and surely that must be faster than the flight risk.
And we're going to use her previous survival check to establish that as a fact.
Yeah, that probably should have given me pause, but now I fully believe it.
Right. Cool. So, how long are you guys going to fly for?
What time was it when we first landed in the water?
8 a.m.
I feel like by the time we're hitting no, because oh god. I think by the time we hit 5, I'm starting to be a little worried.
Okay. Did you guys eat along the way?
Would we have rations in our bag is a great question. I mean, I would have eaten in the mansion back when we were in there.
Sure.
But I guess, oh yeah, I've got a day's worth of rations on me.
Cool. Saphira, do you have rations on you?
I do, but I think actually I think I would try to eat them midair. I could totally handle that.
You can get crumbs everywhere, it doesn't matter.
Can I
Just,
get it?
just feeding the fish.
You guys are so messy.
Oh, that's 10 rations. I'm great.
I get in air dried. Be fine.
They're just luring their next meal over.
Oh, gotcha. Chumming the
mean,
waters
remember
with
that, right?
rations. Understood. So I am just checking to make sure that there wasn't anything that was going to get destroyed by being in your equipment here. So,
Your diary's waterproof.
well, the Featherfall spell scroll is not waterproof, Saphira. So that goes away. Other than that, I think everything you have there is fine.
I think most feathers repel water.
Most.
Probably that scroll's pretty okay.
And Sison has everything put away
Alright.
in backpacks and stuff. The only thing that happens to Sison's gear is that his blanket got wet.
But you know what didn't get wet? My hat.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll air dry.
There's a joke to be made about paladins and wet blankets.
Oh. Yep.
Jordan, I hate 99% of your jokes, but that one was really good.
That was really good.
You
It's
can
my
have-
philosophy. It's my
have
philosophy.
my
Quantity
inspiration.
over quality. I
You can have my
actually already have
inspiration
it.
if you. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I figure the more jokes I make, eventually I have to stumble on a good one at some point.
At some point. Cool. Well, as you guys fly southwards to 5 p.m., Sison, you don't even see the ship on the horizon.
Saphira, at this point, I think we need to send a message.
And your Pegasus is starting to get tired.
That's so valid. This poor thing.
Do you think we should try to land on land?
I assume there is no land that I can see.
Correct.
That would be a great idea if there were lands.
I mean, we just have to go west and eventually we'll have to hit land, right?
I mean, yeah, but then how much more time are we losing? How much longer could the Pegasus go, do we think? Another like maybe hour, or are we like hitting it now?
Roll an insight check. Or you can just ask it.
Yeah, I can talk to it. Can it talk back to them?
I believe it can communicate telepathically.
Yeah, I think it can give me at least basic concepts. So if not a specific time, at least like a how
Right.
good are you?
It's got a good another couple of hours, maybe 3 to 4.
Oh, we're fine. But that said, we should send a message and then figure out what we want to do. I can open up another mansion portal, so we have a place to rest, but it's not going to get us any closer.
But I that's probably the best idea then.
All right, let's keep flying. I'll send a message, and then hopefully they can get the rest of the party can get in contact with us, and we can figure out what to do next. Don't worry, I'll still lie and say you killed 2 of the megalodons.
The Pegasus has been granted inspiration.
thank you,
He's
Twitch
gonna
chat.
use it to buck both of you.
Mods, can we VIP that person? Whoever
To be fair, out of everyone in our side of things, the Pegasus is definitely doing all of the work.
Very true.
Okay, I'm gonna send a message. I have the sending stone that's connected to the flight risk, to I forget his name, our pseudo captain when we're not there. Okay. I guess I'd actually think about what I'm writing because I have time. I don't need to just panically send something. All right, Saphira, you sing a song where I think of a message with 25 words.
What's the song?
Let me. My fearful heart, home too many goes, remembers all the battles I lost, from the fire to the frost. The ones I've loved are those I've hurt the most.
That's pretty good. You gain inspiration, sir.
That was actually fire. Very nice.
That was really good. Well done.
Thanks. All credit goes to Visions of Atlantis.
All right. So, what's the plan, Sison? Is she's doing that?
Sorry, I'm writing up a message trying to use my 25 words properly.
Okay. Meanwhile, while that's going on, far to the south, the ship glides peacefully through the waves, oblivious to the desperate and dire situation of the rest of the crew. You guys, what did Bryn make for dinner?
I don't know if Bryn is cooking. So are we? If we're going to the evening, yeah, I guess we can refrain from making any travels today. Can we get a quick check-in for how our position and how many days of travel we
Of
are
course.
away from anything?
Absolutely. We'll pull up the map because this is fun.
We
So,
need a new line for Saphira and Sison.
indeed. So, you guys are about where the circle just moved to. You are 2 days
Okay.
away from the X.
Knew it.
Okay. So 2 days away from the X, and then from there we probably can launch our invasion within about 24 hours. Have we even decided, are we planning on landing right at a Qaeda, or are we invading from the north?
I would have to
Have we
double check
even
with Eric,
settled it?
but Sageos's layer is near a Kaida, right?
Correct.
I think I
Okay.
notated it that without really taking it very literal. But Coin would adjust the map at some point to indicate that we're probably going to follow the coast and then curve up to Akeda from the side.
Okay.
Assuming
is
that
one of
doesn't.
Planning
the-
on like some recon when we get there.
Yeah, one of the things
Yeah.
that I think would be worth our time before the next meeting is to commune with Shalone again. I think it would be worth it for Bryn to go back to Dragon's Horn because it has the altars to the 3 nature spirits of Austria, and then it has a path out into the desert towards the library. And we could teleport to the library, or we could try to, but we can't teleport to the cloister because the cloister has teleportation blocked. So we'd have to go through the labyrinth at the Dragon's Horn again. So it would probably be at least a day's journey. And I think it's worth making that trip again because we really don't know anything about the geography of the island. And if Shalone has it surrounded and besieged by cyclones,
I agree wholeheartedly. I think that would be invaluable intel.
Mhm.
I would pause it. Now, Coin is not against it, but I, as a player, think him spending his time getting potions prepared is pretty
Mhm.
invaluable too. So you
yeah, no
may have
argument
to
there.
consider, I hate to say it, splitting the party, leaving a couple on the ship. Like this, the Coin may stay on the ship while you go, but I, as a player, am all for a voyage being sent back to the Dragon's Horn.
I
Bryn, I
imagine
think
it
you
wouldn't be
should-
everybody.
I think it's worth trying just on land to lay down and try to commune with Sharona. Sorry, what's her name?
Okay, Shalone.
Yeah, I think we said the same thing.
Yeah, we can. we can certainly try. But there's 2 other nature spirits that we have less of a connection to, and Jatikam and Kashana may be willing to help us as well, depending on how much they despise Sageos. And as long as if we want to go back to the library anyway, the place with the altars is only a few hours hike through the desert, which sucks, but it's something we could afford to do. We can. I don't think I'm going to go today. We can. But we should think about going tomorrow. Yes, Coin does have a connection to Jatikam, which we could try and use. We might have to be on land for that as well. Maybe we take a day trip to just maybe we stop near the shore at some point and just or take a flying carpet and just
Well,
head overland.
if we don't plan to travel through the night, we could weigh anchor and pop over inland for a quick trial run and rest, I suppose.
Yeah, it's because so Bryn's activities are accounted for through about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. after Coin's first 8-hour shift. He casts
Get
Greater
time to make
Restoration
dinner.
on Coin, but then, well, I don't know if Bryn is going to cook, because we have a fully stocked larder, and if there's more important things to do,
Yeah, but like just because we have ingredients doesn't mean we have a meal.
oh, fine, I'll stay on the ship and cook. We'll go tomorrow.
Let him cook.
All right. Yeah.
It's not gonna take you all night. We could prep a meal, eat it, and then
Hey,
pop over.
I'm prepping a meal for like 15 people. That's a lot of work.
It is a
Even
lot
if-
of
Are
work.
we
if I have help.
inviting everybody else?
It's
I
more
was
like
thinking like
115
me.
people because I'm like 100 people.
Okay, well,
I thought
Ruzid,
you've been
you
eating
can
fish, Ruzid.
have.
I
We're
was just
not.
talking
We've,
the hypothetical situation where you have to cook for literally everyone. But yes,
you
I
get
did
the same
already eat.
size meal as everybody else, and if you can eat it in one tiny bite, then that's well. I hope it's a good bite.
That's very
Uh,
inconsiderate of you.
It's inconsiderate of you to expect us to feed you when you eat the food of 100 people. You should have thought about that before you became a dragon. All right.
Damn.
Well, yeah. So, Bryn will go to the we'll go make dinner, and it's probably a good hour or two of effort.
Cool.
Ruzid, want to see this new toy design I came up with?
New toy design.
It's not like crazy complex, but check this out. And
Okay.
I twist it up. There's a rubber band. And when you twist it up nice and tight, and then give it a toss, and then the Ruzid toy flies,
Wow.
and it just across the ship.
And skitters off the
I-
side into the sea.
Wait,
No!
that was my prototype.
Ruzid jumps into the water.
Okay.
Wow, it's accurate to reality.
Ah. What was the thing made of other than a rubber band and some what?
I'm thinking it maybe like some roughly painted balls of wood and some like not like paper, thicker than paper, but
Construction
wings.
paper?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think even probably stiffer than that because
Cardstock?
they got they got to be able to catch the wind a little bit when they flap in
Okay.
order for the throw to carry.
Of course. A vellum would be too thin. But yeah, okay. So as this hits the water, Ruzid, it will be ruined.
Ruzid like tries to grab it and then
It looks like a
Accident.
dead bird in your hand.
I mean Ruzid just crushes it by accident. That's what I was going to say.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but the
Now
like
it's
the
really a
concept
dead bird.
worked, right?
The concept works,
Like-
yes.
No,
So,
it's
like-
God.
No,
That
I
was in the
think
prototype, right?
I didn't put like all the artistry into it yet. I just wanted to make sure that it would fly. It seems like it does. Maybe I should put like a tether on it so it comes back.
Or make it waterproof at least.
Friends really
there's an
reminded
idea.
me of all the downsides of being a dragon, like accidentally crushing the toys I like.
But I think it worked. I think it worked. I just yeah, I think I remember how it went. I'll get a new one.
It kind of moseys back up to the ship.
I couldn't figure
Uh,
out the breathing fire thing yet, so I started with flight.
He kind of like shakes all the water off of him and just gets Toddy probably super wet.
Watch the curls, man.
But it's just kind of like a reflex when you get out of the water.
It's not like your scales hold water. Why you need to shake?
Because it's fun. That's actually the real
Well.
reason.
There's that then.
You got me.
All right. Well, as you guys enjoy your dinner, we're going to pan the camera back to the blue Pegasus that's currently flying with Saphira and Sison.
you were ready with that.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, I'll message using the sending stone I have. That's
Okay. So who has the other sending stone? I thought it was Saphira.
We left it with that would be hilarious, but I do think we gave it to one of the crew members.
I believe you
because-
did.
Yeah.
Stanwyck would have
Stanwyck
been
had
given
one,
one.
yeah, Stanwyck's been holding it.
Just
Yeah,
based
'cause
on
it
the
was-
fact that we told him to tell us if something attacks.
Yeah, because it was before the entire party except Bryn went to Nausha. We were in the event that there was like the sea serpent attack, or if somebody on the shore needed to contact the ship. Yeah, I think Stanwyck has
Stanwyck's
the other half.
Supposed to have it, as far as I'm aware. Which I'll send the message one way or another. Who knows? So the message I'll send is: tell Bryn immediately. Saphira and Sazin safe but lost. Traveling south by Pegasus, looking for ship. Telepathically call Sazin or Saphira. Need to rest soon.
Okay. Well, Stanwyck will bring the message to the people eating dinner. Exactly.
I'm sorry,
as-
you said lost? How do you get lost on a boat?
Where's Sizen? What happened?
Stanwyck's going to look at you guys. I don't know. I just got words in my head. I'm sorry. These were Sizen's words. They came through my head. And I went and checked his berth, and he's not there. Neither is Saphira.
Can I have
Well,
the stones? And Ruzid puts one of his paws
Are
out
you
right
below
here.
decks?
Oh, I thought this was happening above deck.
Would it be happening above decks? Are you guys eating on deck?
Well, we wouldn't want to leave Ruzid out of it.
Okay, understood. Then we can
Family
go ahead.
dinners up here.
Love that.
Hang
You're
on, guys.
inclusive of the dragon folk. That's very kind of you and considerate.
See, look how
natural, I think.
considerate Toddy is. You should take my example, Bryn.
I got this.
You got
Can
this?
Yeah. I'm
This is
going to
gonna be great.
use.
I have to imagine that we have a table below deck, and then Ruzid's head just falls through like the opening in the deck, like a chandelier above the table.
Okay.
Just like his nose facing straight down and his huge mouth about to eat the entire table.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So what is this, Oshin?
The table does kind of look yummy.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
Oshin's
gonna
going to
use-
cast Wish.
To scry on Saphira.
Awesome. So you're going to cast Wish to cast Scrying upon Saphira. Awesome. So you can see Saphira on the back of a blue Pegasus, right behind Sison, and it's getting dark. You don't
And-
see any land anywhere around them.
Okay. Well, it's probably fine, guys. We could probably ignore that. I assumed that somebody just got to him before I did and told them to go check out those islands that keep popping up and down. So
Stanwyck said that we should get in touch. Let's check in just in case. Bryn is going to cast not scrying. I do not have scrying, sadly. Bryn is going to cast sending on Sason and just say, "Got your message. What's the situation?"
Sison, you receive, got your message, what's the situation? Basically, what's the sitch?
Which is funny because I already sent the message. No, anyway, I'll
Yes,
send
but
back.
you sent it to the wrong person.
Listen, I'm a paladin.
I
If
know.
that didn't work, I was going to try and train a pigeon on the fly. I'll send back flying over the ocean with Saphira, very lost, it's getting dark, we need to rest. Where's the ship?
I'll relay that to the rest of the team while we're eating. Okay,
While we're
they
eating.
claim that they claim that they're lost. Well, we've established this is happening during dinner.
Yes, I love it. This is great.
obviously.
Continue.
He says they're lost and the Pegasus is getting tired. It sounds like they're just flying over the ocean and they need a place to rest. They want to know where's the ship. I don't really know how to answer that. Where's the ship? I mean, we've been traveling in the same direction. I think Ruzid, you might have to try and go get them, and we might have to stop. We might have to stop and pause our journey for a couple hours while we figure out where the hell they are.
Let's wake Coin up. He probably knows where we are.
Ribbit, 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 ribbit.
All right,
Ribbit.
before we awaken our sleeping beauty, is there?
God damn it!
Oh, how do we find a Pegasus in the middle of the ocean? Unless we turn the ship around and go back the way we were going and hoping to run into them. Or we might have to just stop the ship and do a full search with Ruzid and the other flying carpets.
Can you ask them when or where they separated from us?
Yeah, I can
Maybe
do that.
like where they went after that. I'm gonna go wake up. Ruzid, can you help me wake up Coin?
Would I have seen anything, Eric, when I landmark wise, or to give an idea of where they were when I scryed?
No, you can only see things within 10 feet of the target.
Oh, okay.
So you see Saphira, and you see the Pegasus, and you see Sison flying amongst the clouds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume that I think that they're fine then, though. Like if Sizen's with her,
They seem
I
alive.
wouldn't be worried.
I'm a bit worried because Sason's asking for help. He says the Pegasus is getting tired. So I don't know how.
Or do we think
long
that
they're
Sizen
gonna-
has just been with Saphira for 9 hours and is asking for help?
Well,
That does make sense.
I mean, I get your point, but I don't want it. Sason's not the dramatic type. I don't want to assume if they're just lost in the middle of the
Sorry,
ocean. I don't want to.
Our Sason's not the dramatic type.
Okay, not the.
I think he was in drama club at school. I think he might have managed.
I'm sorry, have you seen his hair?
Okay. Poor choice of words on my part.
Oh, Coin, you're up. Thank goodness.
Coin croaks.
All right.
Blinks.
Have some food. Sison and Saphira got lost in the ocean, and they want to know where we are.
Oh, crap! Do we have a buoy to throw them? Coin looks to the back of the ship.
Yeah, you guys have some buoys and floats.
They can't find the ship apparently, so they asked where we are.
How long ago did they go missing?
Yeah, we don't know.
Has anybody seen them at all today? I've been in my room most of the day. Has anybody been out? When was the last time we saw either of them?
The only thing I've seen today is a pestle and martyr. So don't ask me.
You will hear Stanwick will say, "I saw them both go down below decks last night before sundown."
And none since?
No. I don't pry into any of your private matters.
They probably got up really early.
Coin flips Stanwick a silver.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's
work the map out.
I'm gonna do another sending to Sason and say, ship has been on course all day. Where are you? What happened? How can we find you?
Do you want me to just walk behind? I could just go walk. Coin gestures backwards.
If they can't see the ship, do you have to walk over the horizon?
Probably.
That's really cool.
I have no idea how far I have to walk, but I mean, I've been kind of sedentary today.
Well, we don't
I
want
can
you to
run
get
very
separated
fast.
from the ship. To, I think, depending
We'll
on
all
what the
spread out
extra
in
did.
different directions to try to find them.
Depending on, well, if we stop, we can do that if we stop the ship first. Let's
You should-
see what the sending says, what Sason says back, and then we'll see what to do.
Oh, Bryn, did you already say like what you were sending to them?
Yes, I said, ship has been on course all day. Where are you? What happened? How can we find you? And I have plenty of
How-
spell slots, so if we want to send another message, we absolutely can
Well,
later.
I was gonna ask, like, when I was up directing the ship. Well, I guess we're still on the deck, but do you want to ask where they are relative to the islands that keep disappearing and coming back up?
Ooh, good question. Next time around, we can ask about that. For starters, let's just see what he says.
All right.
I'll send back complicated, teleported into ocean 8 hours behind ship, been flying south on Pegasus since.
Okay, he says they're somehow 8 hours behind the ship. They teleported. They did. He didn't elaborate. He just said it's complicated. But they're 8 hours behind us, and the Pegasus. It sounds like the Pegasus just is not able to catch up with us and is getting tired. So
Okay, we
8
have two
hours
options.
Oh,
One, you can ask them to spot a few landmarks, and maybe we could, blind TP our way back. Or we could rummage through their stuff and try to teleport to them.
Landmarks is the middle of the damn ocean. What do you mean landmarks?
Yeah, but they're
Land is
pres-
only that way.
following the shore the same as us. I hope.
They've been going
Okay.
for Dubrix.
well, let's. I agree. I think we should direct them towards land, both because we're not going to be able to find them. 8 hours is a long distance, even if they've been trying to catch up, make up some of it with the Pegasus. Let's ask. Maybe we recommend they head towards land, and then we're gonna have to turn the ship around. I think because we're so far away from them.
I don't know if we can afford
No.
to.
We've been popping in and out of the ship, leaving the ship on course this whole time.
Okay, well, in that case, I guess you're right. If we can get Oshin to them and all regroup, then we can teleport back to the ship.
Seems like less
trouble.
resources to send our teleporting bison compared to taking the ship from the front of the fleet and putting it all the way at the back.
Well, the issue is we're going to have to actually find them, which involves doing a search, and
Tell them
doing
to
a search without the bases.
Make
without
a
the
really
base
big
of the ship.
fire. Tell them to find some land, make a really big fire.
Set the continent on fire, and
Yeah,
then
or like just
the whole
something
continent will burn to
bright.
the ground, and you'll be the only thing left, and then we'll see you. All right.
That's pretty exciting. If I was a red
I mean,
dragon.
that does sound like it would work, but wasn't really
Eric
my suggestion.
Coin. Now to be fair, he has been occupied today, so I wouldn't. This is not an advantage, or even he's not going to be this great at it. But he could probably take an estimate. It's been 8 hours. We've been following shore this whole time. Could he get within like 30 miles, 25 miles of their location on an estimate of he looks at a map and he could roughly point to like they're probably around here.
Well, you could. And we're going to roll for it. But you were the one who said that he would have worked himself into an exhausted state.
Correct.
So that
it
means
is
with
count-
disadvantage.
Would I, along with that though, Eric,
Yes,
as
sir.
the one who was navigating, be able to check as well?
Sure.
Ooh,
Or is that
Wait,
purely
Bryn, you
point
could use
based?
that feature to negate the disadvantage.
she's been paying attention
That's
all day.
true. That is I have used that like twice since level 1 when I got
Very
it.
helpful reminder.
Yeah, thank you. I constantly forget it exists because I never use it. Yeah, if there's a check that's about to be made with advantage or disadvantage, I can neutralize the advantage and disadvantage with my restore balance feature.
So imagine
So-
Coin has a map in front of him, but he's doing that thing when you're like falling asleep on a plane and you keep leaning forward and you like pop. He's like falling asleep at his desk, right? He's looking at it, and then Bryn, snaps his fingers some magic.
I'm gonna
What
fetch your compass coin and give you guidance.
eggs? What am I rolling for this? Would this be
This would be survival, sir.
survival? Okay.
And she is rolling the same thing.
22
Plus
Awesome.
guidance.
Plus guidance.
plus guidance.
Cool.
24.
So, yeah, you have a 30-mile area that you would recognize as being a target zone on the map.
Right on. Would a 28 take that down to like a 20-mile radius?
Does Oshin have advantage for some reason?
So
He's
that's
been
a
paying attention all
Minotaur
day.
feature that when
Or that.
trying to track things, you have advantage.
Okay, cool.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, with a 28, you guys get a general idea of where they were 8 hours ago.
Okay. Oshin, do you have a means of teleporting us within this vicinity? He gestures at a map.
As long as we can get something from one of them, like their rooms, to attempt.
I have something.
I mean, like, because I can try just based off the map, but it's
I
gonna be
have-
a bit more of a.
I have Saphira's sword,
Oh,
the vibroblade.
yeah, that's perfect. But just gonna say we're gonna have one shot at this, so hopefully it works out. Does anybody want to go with me, either being Rused or? I'm only asking less for safety and more just if I teleport on my own, I'm gonna fall out of the air as soon as I hit where they are. And I don't know if I can cast another before I'm outside of 10 feet of them.
So you
I
can ride
will
him back.
relinquish saddle privileges.
I do think taking a flyer with you is good.
It's not a bad call.
let-
It's up to
Let's
Ruzit.
establish a telepathic bond. Do you want to bring anyone else? Would you, I guess, as the person with sending and telepathic bond, would you also like me to come along, or would you like me to remain here on the ship?
No, I mean I think that's useful. Like I'm down for whoever wants to go. I was just kind of hesitant on my own in case I fall out
Can
of
you-
the air before they see me.
Before you go, can you teleport me back up to the crow's nest? I don't feel like
Ruzit can.
hopping.
I can do that, but then we'll have to get them tomorrow. So that's fine with me. But
They're being sarcastic.
Coin will be
you
ready
fucking
tomorrow.
Dork.
What's wrong with tomorrow? Whatever, do what you want.
really nothing. I mean, like they're already so far away. It's not going to make much of a difference.
Now, can I get an insight check from both Coin and Oshin? Because I gave you what you asked for, and I want to make sure that I'm not screwing you guys over when you do this.
That's valid.
No,
22.
we screw ourselves over on Wednesdays.
Understood. Sea-Toad Coin, you guys asked for where their location would have been 8 hours ago. If you teleport to that spot, they have flown 8 hours away from that.
Oh yeah, they would have been in transit.
Oh, I just assumed you were using that as a starting point, and then Coin was using his navigator skills to be like,
But that's not what he asked
Ta-da,
for,
on
and
the
I
map.
gave him what he asked for.
You are
Oh,
right.
yeah.
But you are right,
you
but I
give him
think
what he asked for so he could make the thing he needed.
Understood.
I was really hoping you guys were going to teleport there and also be lost in the ocean, so it wasn't just us.
Justin might not be that smart, but Coin knows that the Pegasus moves and they've been riding the Pegasus. He's not going to know as well how fast that thing goes,
Right.
but he can still be like, all right, let's be safe and assume
Ballpark it. Okay.
take it a bit southward from there.
Sure.
Does
So-
the teleport not go to a person though?
It does. So
It should.
We would have.
Yeah, if you have the
had
blade,
the
that's
wrong
gonna.
location, But I
Wait, you
would've
could
sent us-
teleport to a person?
We can try.
It's so good. He's right. You
Right?
can try.
Let's split the
You
party.
could try. All right.
I give Oshin my sword, Saphira's sword.
Is it still
I'll stay
Saphira's
with
sword?
coin though. It literally has her name on it.
Okay.
I have a strong feeling that trying to teleport to a person will just lead to the false location path.
It'd be exciting.
We'll find out.
I'll stay with
What's the
coin.
worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could
I'm
happen,
saying
guys?
that.
I will push you off this Pegasus.
Coin, are
I
you
like
the
that
most?
Saphira is not even in on the sending, and she's just sitting there going, "The worst that could happen."
I love the fact that no one's asked Saphira her opinion of any of this.
We're not wasting any sending spells.
there is a reason why Bryn has been contacting Sason and not Saphira. With all right, and
before we-
speaking of, all right,
Before we
so
try
all right,
this,
sounds like I'm gonna cast an additional instance of sending. This is my third one for the day, so it's my last third level spell slot, and I'll cast it to Sason again, and say, Oshin and Ruzid trying to warp to your location. If no contact in 5 minutes, try to head for land.
I'll send back. Okay, we'll head for land. May stop in midair with mansion and continue to land in morning.
Oh yeah, guys, he points out he's got the magnificent mansion or whatever it's called. That he may try and just like make that appear in the air in order to rest. In which case they would be extra dimensional. Maybe if you guys can't find him tonight, you might want to teleport back to the ship just to have a place to rest, and then we can try and contact them again in the morning. Does that sound good?
If we don't find him tonight, I don't know if I'm gonna keep trying, so that's fine.
All right. All right. Well, good luck.
Before I cast this, though,
Yes, sir.
Coin as the map maker of our crew. There's no, like, I haven't traveled nearly as much as you or the rest of the party has. There's no like cities named after Saphira, right?
You say all of this to a coin whose eyes are closed and he's standing completely still and silent. And after you finish talking, he ribbits.
I'll answer.
I'll take that as a no.
Not in this year.
That would be pretty exciting, though, if Saphira had a city named after him.
What a great answer.
All right.
You gotta get on my back.
Oh, yes, I'll climb aboard. And is Bryn or Tati coming, or is it just us two?
I'm going to stay behind because it sounds like it's just going to be a quick in and out. If you can find him, you find him. And if not, you're going to come back. So I feel like one more person is just another way things can go wrong if we get separated.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, if you teleport to the wrong place, we can just hang out for a bit.
We need
Well,
like a swear jar where whenever someone says, what's the worst that can happen, you have to put 100 gold in the tempting fate jar. And then that's the rescue budget, is whenever someone gets lost or is in mortal danger, we break the jar, and that's how much gold that we get to
Buying
slay
diamonds.
the hands.
We're just gonna lose money on breaking the jar.
I have to imagine anytime we say that, Saphira sneezes somewhere in the world.
We could use that to find her if she's lost.
And she's had a
Like
cold
Marco
recently.
Polo.
How do you think the bounty got so big in the first place?
Mm.
I'm also staying behind Oshin. I don't like sharing Ruzid's saddle.
What do you mean? Sharing is caring.
I like it when it's just us.
It is kind of an intimate setting. But I like it when it's just me and Oshin, too.
Well, fine.
I like
You
you
and
both.
Oshin go fly off into the distance. I hope you find the others.
Yeah, it sounds
Wow.
wonderful, doesn't it?
That's not passive aggressive at all.
You taking my weapon, taking my ride. Let's go.
Weapon,
Why?
ride,
Oh, she doesn't get to
friend.
ride me for like even a little bit.
In the middle of Tati
Mhm.
saying that, I'm just gonna cast teleport.
Okay. And where are we teleporting to?
Using Saphir's sword to where to I mean I guess I'm trying to Saphira, so whatever that would cause to happen.
Okay.
Bad thing. It's definitely not gonna work.
So you
Oh no.
to a destination you select.
Come on. No, it's a
Oh,
lucky
no.
7, right? That's good.
So
That's good,
a
actually.
7, that's going to be the first mishap. So it's Oshin and Ruzid will suffer 16 force damage.
Okay.
Please roll another D100 plus 5. 88. Let's see here.
That's a bit better.
88. You will appear near Saphira. But the question is, because you guys were shooting for an area here, please roll the... Oh, let's make it somewhat reasonable. Oh, let's do 1d10. Within 10 miles of them.
How dark is it?
It's still sunset. You guys did this pretty quick. I'm saying that you guys did it in 20 minutes. So, it's still able to be seen. 3 miles away, you guys will appear in the air 3 miles away. Can I get
Does that mean-
perceptions checks?
Perfect.
Who's gonna squint?
I'm going to use a 17
Failure.
on the portent.
A what portent?
A 17.
A
So that gives
17?
me 26. Yep.
Awesome. Cool. A 26. So you can see a blue... Ooh, wait a second. Ooh. Let's roll a stealth check with disadvantage because we have a blue Pegasus
I did realize that. It's,
against the sky.
And the sea.
Oh boy.
Wait.
oh,
is
I
it
used my
sunset?
stats.
That
I
should
actually
be
don't know what the Pegasus stats
contrasting.
would be for that.
Oh,
Look it up.
I can roll that. Not a problem.
Sure.
With
If it's
disadvantage for the
sunset?
stealth.
That's like a orange blue, right?
Yeah, you can see it. You can see the Pegasus in the distance.
Oh well.
Wait, you see something? I don't see anything. My next plan was I was gonna roar as loud as I can because they definitely hear that, and then they come towards us.
I think you should do that either way, but we should go that way.
Ruzid, you've been granted inspiration, sir.
Okay, if you think I should do it either way, then. And then Ruzid just like lets out the loudest roar that he possibly can muster.
Really? That's fun.
I'm sure there's no territorial beasts this side of Estrella that might
Yeah,
take
nothing bad
issue
could.
with that.
Well, as we say, what's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
Yar.
So, Sison, Saphira, can I get your perception checks? Oshin sees you. Ruzid does not.
Wait, but they're aided by the fact that I
Yeah,
just.
you
roared
guys
loud.
can hear Ruzid, which will draw your attention 3 miles to the north of you, where you can see a speck of a Ruzid.
That's
Jesus
a nice
Christ, way.
I'm sorry, you guys both talked over each other. Saphira?
I said, did the Megalodon chase us all this way?
Do you think Megalodons roar?
Look, I can't rule it out, right?
Okay, listen, I'll lie, but I'm gonna lie reasonably. I'm not telling them that they roared and we killed 2 of them.
I mean, if whales can sing, then who's to say megalodons can't roar? Like they got big jaws, right? Big mouths. Like got to have like they got to be able to produce like hair from somewhere, right?
I hate the fact that I'm coming around to it. We'll say we might have heard a roar, but that's besides the point. That was, you know what Ruzid sounds like. That's definitely Ruzid. Oh, also, I assumed I would have told you. I got a message that, I guess I didn't specifically say I said this, that they were about to try and teleport to us.
That would have been helpful context.
In my defense, it's hard having a conversation in my head and listening to ghost stories and thinking of ghost stories I know to tell.
Yeah, that is true.
The jar one, I know you made that up. That just doesn't sound real.
Yeah, I think ghost stories aren't like made up by someone.
No, all of mine are totally real.
Well, I mean, ghost stories are different.
Fake.
I ain't even gonna try to understand what goes on there.
Probably fly towards the dragon, huh?
First time anyone's ever said that, but
I actually fully believe that you've said that before to like try and do an epic fight or something like that.
I don't think I was flying toward it.
Well, here you go, new story for you. You can just kind of blend in the other details about the fact that it was a friendly dragon.
Very true. Full speed ahead.
Yeah, I'll fly towards Ruzid.
Awesome. Cool. So as the Pegasus flies towards Ruzid, you guys are able to approach the dragon. Ruzid, you don't remember seeing a blue Pegasus before.
Do you like spray paint your Pegasus? What is this?
It was for the nautical ambiance.
Oh, okay. It's just how you were feeling. You can just like change the color like that.
You just summon a Pegasus when you summon a Pegasus.
I too wish I could just change the color of my scales randomly. I guess that's what Sageos does. Maybe that's evil. You know what?
Well,
I'm good with being green.
We could paint you with the stuff
Oh, yeah,
that
here
you
it's
guys
easy.
painted the Changemaker with,
Why would I do that?
so you can change your color.
Yeah, I don't want to be painted.
All right.
Says the guy who likes doing tattoos.
That's different.
I am really glad to see you guys because it's been a long day. Don't get me wrong. It's been fun, great company, of course. It's been a long day, though, and I would really like to be back on solid-ish land surface ship.
Yeah, you really have lost your bearings, huh?
I'm pretty confident we're going south. Wait, are we going south? I'm pretty sure we were going south. I feel very good about it. Saphir disagreed.
I'm surprised you two haven't gone insane yet, just chit-chatting with each other for like a day and a half straight.
It's been a day and a
I
half.
look at Ruzid.
I didn't even realize it was that long.
Oh, Space is good
Uh,
company though.
Saphir's got to work on her ghost stories, though. You know?
They're telling ghost stories the whole
Okay.
time.
If you guys need
Okay,
some
you
more
just
time
didn't
work
get the
this story.
symbolism of the lady on the lake.
Just don't swim in the lake. It's not that scary.
Right, it's not about it's not about that. It's about her more existential fear of going back to the place where her partner died.
Okay, but you
That's
don't have to go
really
back
hard to
there,
know.
right? Like you just go to another lake, and you can kind of like pretend it was the
But then
same.
if
I don't know.
But then if she doesn't go back to that lake, then it's like she's denying herself the enjoyment of her youth.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you what, guys. When we get back to the ship, Saphir is going to tell hers about the lady in the lake. I'll tell mine about the twisted trees, and then we'll say which one the better ghost story is.
More important question: how loud was I all the way out there? Was I still pretty loud? I was trying.
Yeah.
I was testing. I was trying to see how loud I could get.
I bet they could. I bet were so loud they could have heard you all the way on land.
Damn.
You were almost as loud as the Megalodon we heard earlier.
Why you gotta snub me like that?
That was
Wait, you guys saw Megalodon?
Also, yeah, Megalodon.
Can you show it to us?
I bet if I were there, I could have just
Oh.
wrestled that Megalodon in the water and then like bit it in half.
Uh,
Yeah.
I bet you can.
Oh,
use it. Let's go
the
try.
first one, we left about 8 hours back that way, and left its body on the wall of force.
That sounds excruciatingly painful.
I have a teleport if you want to go show it
I mean,
to
it didn't
us.
hurt us at all.
Don't you only have one teleport left, and then if you use it, we're stuck there?
We can just take a nap on the wall of force.
You can camp it out.
That is not how that spell works.
That's
I thought you
long
would know
gone.
better.
To be clear, even my Pegasus here is getting really tired. Which, oh, by the way, Saphira, you do need to name my Pegasus at some point. I realized when we were saving you a while back, I said if you survived, you got to name my Pegasus. Long story. Anyway,
I'm naming the Pegasus Lazuli.
Lazuli.
Yes.
Please type that in chat.
I'm typing it. Lazuli.
I'm sorry, Sazen. Were you just trying to tell me how spells work?
No, I was trying to tell you how spells work. So we both were.
Hey, I've never seen you cast a Wall of Force, and I know that I've kept up two at the same time. So I think in this one spell, I might have the edge.
I saw it with my own eyes. The Wall of Force expired after 10 minutes, and you're saying we could sleep on one for 8 hours.
Well, maybe his are just lower level.
You know what? Fair point.
You got me, Oshin. I'll tell you what, tonight you prove it to me. You sleep on your Wall of Force for 8 hours off the side of the ship, all right?
You know what? I'm going to go back on my own and go do that.
Wait, don't do that. Don't
Okay.
cast Wall of Force while we're on the ship. It's going to tear the ship in half.
Let's also not be hasty. Maybe we should all go back together, because you want people to see it happen, you know?
All right. Well, then let's go. And I'll cast another teleport to bring us back. And
It's kind of killing the
just gonna
vibes for our date.
roll.
Your date.
Your date?
Sorry, what?
Those- I
I let something slip.
I need details here, Ruzid. Oh, shoot, how long has this been going on?
Is that why Oshin looks like he trimmed his chest hair?
It might be an aspirational thing from me.
What associated object do you have with the ship at the moment?
I carry on myself the deed to the train wreck.
Bam.
Or to the flight risk.
Cool. You
Well, we're
guys
back.
appear there. The ship lurches to the side as the heavy weight of Ruzid arrives.
Coin is still standing asleep in the same location. He now falls over in the direction of Roosted.
Okay.
Ah!
Wakey, wakey. We're back.
Coin looks up from the deck, gives you a
Congratulations.
thumbs up.
I
Yay.
roared
Welcome
really,
back.
really loud, and then they found where I was.
Did you guys have an adventure today?
No, it wasn't really much of an adventure. It was more like we
No, not-
teleported.
Ruzid,
Oh.
Ruzid. I know what you did today.
Sorry, I'm a little self-absorbed right now.
I'm sure the last 5 minutes have been
Maybe.
epic. I was just wondering.
It was epic, if you wanted to know, but yeah.
I do want to know.
Yeah, well, Saphira, you can tell her all about it. What went down?
So, we Cece and I went on the little fishing trip. We figured we'd be back pretty quickly. But then we got accosted by this giant megalodon. And we fought it tooth and nail, dipping in and out of its reach, dodging its teeth, hearing
What
its
weapons
roar.
did you use?
We sword, of course. Sensation sword.
And spells. So many spells.
Well, what
Hey,
did you guys catch?
And it's
A megalodon.
well, first we distracted the megalodon with all the fish we caught, and then
Mm.
Once we got it up in the air, Satan cast a wall of force underneath it so that it would land on there and it couldn't swim after us. Got
Ooh.
away.
Ah, man, so you had to give up all those fish you caught?
So important, isn't it?
I could probably catch more fish.
That's a shame.
No, we caught a lot of Ruzid. Trust me, it was crazy.
I didn't
And
And that was only the
see-
first Megalodon.
Well, that
Wait,
sounds like
there's
a
another
productive
one.
day.
Wait, what happened?
Did it,
Wait,
like-
so the first?
Call for backup?
It turned out that that Megalodon was the child.
Oh.
Wait, so this is like the big one. The other one was the big one.
So the giant megalodon was just a juvenile.
Yeah.
How big was it? Could it like
Exactly.
eat our whole ship in one bite? Is that how big it was?
I definitely could have
The
eaten you in
whole
one bite.
fleet in one bite.
Wait, wait, whoa!
Well, I'm surprised none of the ships behind us had a issue then. If you went off fishing, they would have had to probably pass you.
Wait, maybe
Oh,
this thing was the island that keeps popping up and down. Maybe it's so big it literally looks like an island.
Hell yeah.
It was
Wow.
deep sea fishing. We went further out.
Wait, and you said you killed this thing, or you just got away from it?
Oh no, we killed the second one.
So
Wait, you
There's a
killed
really
it?
long pause just then while you were looking at each other.
No way! No way you killed the thing that big.
Cool. Yeah, I cast.
I just
Brand-
wanted to make sure that
One moment.
Sison had the
One
moment
moment.
to brag
Brand's
on
trying to
himself.
cast a spell. What's he doing?
I cast detect bullshit at 9th level.
Understood.
The whole party lights up.
Truer
The
words
whole
were
ship
not
is
spoken.
aglow.
They're lying more than me, so they are more bullshitty. Yeah.
It sounds like we both had a productive day.
Nice.
For sure.
Are you guys hungry?
I could eat.
Starving.
Didn't they just eat a megalodon that they killed?
Yeah. Wait. Rewind the clock here.
Wait. We never said we ate it.
I would have eaten it. Why didn't you save some for me?
Yeah, that was very inconsiderate.
Well, first of
Yeah.
all,
Dick
I don't-
move,
Yeah,
guys.
you could have come with us if you wanted some.
You didn't
Yeah, I
tell
would-
me you were going on a fishing trip. I love going on fishing trips. Actually, I went on a fishing trip this morning by
Carson.
myself without you because
what did you invite us, Ruzid?
Because you weren't here.
Did you know that?
No.
Checkmate.
The truth comes out. Ruzid, you should be ashamed.
Before we left, we shouted, "Hey, does anyone want to come with us?" And nobody said anything, so we just went.
There is no way you did that. I do not believe you.
All of our perception scores are so high, we would have heard you.
I need
Ruzid,
Brenda to cast detect bullshit again. I'm sick and tired of this crap.
Ruzid, look at me. Would I lie to you?
Yeah.
All right, you're right.
That's what-
Glad we got that
But
off.
would-
Off
but
your,
would-
glad
but
you got
would
that off your
I-
chest, buddy.
But would I lie to all of you?
Yeah.
Would you?
I mean, probably not.
You're right, you don't have to answer
Only
that.
for a good story.
Weren't you a
Say
vampire
no,
for like
would you-
4 months?
But I never lied about that one.
She never said she wasn't a vampire.
That feels like lying by omission.
She did keep saying she was fine, which I think
It's I was until I wasn't.
Mm.
I mean, she is kind of fine, but yeah,
Ooh.
that was just a joke.
Matt, it's
We didn't
it's
even know you
fine.
were a
Yeah, Ocean,
princess for
Ocean,
the first.
You don't think I'm fine, Ocean?
No,
I
you're
think
way better
Oshin's
than fine,
even more fine
Zafira.
than anyone else
So-
here.
You're great.
I'm doing.
You
The
said
finest
that you could
human.
steer our ship, and the first thing you did was crash. I feel like our entire friendship is predicated on you withholding secrets from us. Actually, the more that I think about it,
Weren't me withholding a secret. That were me being overconfident about my own abilities. There's a difference.
fair enough.
Takes a lot to recognize that.
It comes and it goes.
Well, I'm
Seriously,
proud of
this
you
guy
for
has this
slaying a
really bad
megalodon.
story.
Are we
Well,
are we
I'm
still
just gonna go
planning
check
to
out.
weigh anchor and pop inland? Or is that like a tomorrow activity or
No, we're not doing that now because now we have the whole crew together again.
We
Oh no,
have
we
a
were
schedule.
gonna do that to find the rest of the we didn't know they were missing. We were gonna go do that to check in. Like
Wait,
We-
if we're
we were-
going somewhere, can we go somewhere that has like cool stuff for me to shop for? Like, I want to get like some cool pauldrons,
No, we
maybe,
were
or
just
maybe
gonna
like
give
a really pretty cloak.
Coin and
I'd still like to
Coin
stop
and
at
Bryn
the
a
ride.
chance to lay down is what we were gonna do and put their heads on the ground.
Can't they just do that on the ship?
No, it doesn't work on the ship.
Oh, you're talking about that type of laying down. I mean, Coin looked like he just wanted to fall asleep, so that's what I thought you were going with.
Well, no, that makes sense. Maybe we should wait until Coin feels better.
I feel fine. Coin's eyes are closed. He's not asleep, but you can tell he's trying.
Roosit, just
Oh.
pick
Sleepy
him up and
head,
put him in his
sleepy
bucket.
head.
Like, just carry him up into his bucket. He
Where-
won't
where
even
even-
notice.
Where even is the bucket?
Oh, it's up in the crow's nest.
Coin
Bruce just
still
picks up Coin and starts flying up to the crow's nest.
While you do
As
that,
Ruzid walks off screen, Coin just says, "Good night." Then they disappear.
Exit
while you
stage.
do that, I'm gonna go check on this megalodon that they're talking about. And as I start to walk away, I'm just going to cast Misty Step to my room.
Okay.
So that they think I teleported away.
Okay.
I think he teleported to the middle of the ocean. Just
Yeah.
by himself.
He's probably just hanging out with the Megalodon. Don't worry about it.
I hope he comes back with a cool ride. So he'll stop stealing mine.
How do you feel about being objectified like that, Ruzid?
They didn't hear it, so
Okay, that's fine.
well, because they were flying up there, right?
Cool. So, you guys watch the sunset. Is there anything you guys would like to do before going to bed tonight?
Nope,
Okay.
not on my end.
Then compare ghost stories with Saphir with the rest of the group. Nothing.
Are
All
we
right.
is the crew still sailing? Or
Yeah, they would
we
still
going through the
sail
night?
through the night. Yeah. Now, we are going to go ahead and explore this for a little bit, if you guys are cool with this. Saphira, you get to do your choice of either going first or second on this challenge. Because you were the challenged. You should go first or
I
second?
think it would only be fair, since my story is going to be so amazing, to let Jason have his moment in the sun so that and let him go first.
Okay. Sason, please tell us your spooky ghost story.
All right. Out of character, I need to think of it, of course, as I go, but that'll be fine. All right, so you all wait. Who's here? Who went? Coin to sleep.
Coin's asleep. Who would want to listen to the ghost stories of the party?
I'm here for it.
All right, Tati's there. Bryn,
Bryn will stay up.
Oshin.
Why not?
No, I went to
No?
my room. So
Okay.
that I vanished. The
All right. And Ruzid, would you come for the stories?
Oh, are the stories above deck?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Story time.
All right. So, Sason, tell us a ghost story.
So, you all may or may not be aware that I come from a small town way out in the Feywilds known as Silrider. It's not a big place. It wasn't well known. It doesn't really exist anymore. It's deep within a briar patch, and inside, like, massive one, truly large, huge, rising up 30 feet tall. Deep within it, just a small town of Silrider, where everyone lives in these kind of large trees. My father was a tree singer. He would shape trees into like homes. You could just live directly in them while they would grow. Beautiful place. Now that said, it was a little bit sheltered. You didn't really leave much. There was maybe one or two kind of safe passages out of the briar. The briar itself was just so large and so dense. There were just things out there that you might run into if you went out there. People just wouldn't come back from. Now, when I was growing up, there's a tale. It's a tale that somewhere not too far outside of town, just far enough that you were never really sure where you were, there's this old gnarled tree. It's kind of dark, sunken. You couldn't really see it from a distance, but once you got deep enough, you'd find it out there. In this tree, supposedly, lived someone who once was a part of our town. One of the old Eladrin elves. Used to be one of the people who ran the town, but just over time, he got cold, dark, selfish, didn't want to live with others, and just ended up not moving out there, but the tree itself shifted slowly further and further away from town. Now, supposedly, young elves, again, if you got lost, might end up out there. And you never saw him or anything like that, but if you were lost, you might stop, see a house, and just go inside. And in there, it was just a nice, clean place, nothing truly strange. No one seemed to be there, although it seemed very clean and well set up. And there at the dinner table was a nice spread, a lovely little meal, lovely fruits, vegetables, just exactly what you need there, ready to eat, and a nice bed nearby. It was said that if you stopped there, if you ate, if you fell asleep, wow, God, Eric's so fast, incredible. If you fell asleep, then you better be careful, because during the night, the tree itself was possessed by the spirit of this old man, and the roots and the bark would slowly crawl up your legs and your arms, and if you didn't pay attention, if you didn't get out there fast, slowly tighten around your neck, drawing you in, and then slowly you become part of the tree yourself. It said that if you were ever inside of this tree and you're really paying attention, you might be able to look up at the ceiling of this tree and see the faces of those who would come before you who had been truly trapped inside of it.
Yeah. Saphira, how would you respond?
That's so scary. I don't want to be in the tree. I hope the tree's too small for me.
It's a magic tree, trust me, they can always get bigger.
No! My weakness.
A different forest, far away from there. There were a little cabin out by a lake in the middle of the forest, in this big old clearing. In that little cabin lived a little girl named Tess. And as she grew up, she always liked to swim in the lake. It was happiest place in the world to her. She'd play with the little frogs, swim with the other kids. One day, after she grew up, she met a man. They fell in love. They got married. He'd take him swimming in the lake. And one day, as they swam, it was a stormy night. Lightning struck before they were ready for it. They found them when they came to. They found themselves in much deeper water than they were expecting. She found herself sinking beneath the waves. With his strength, her husband pulled her out of it, pulled her to shore. But in the process, he took on too much water himself. They passed away. Every night after that, he would always come to the shore of the lake. He couldn't dip a toe in the water, though. Every time she thought about it, she heard a voice in her head that, remember me. and it scared her. His death, so she never set foot in the lake. And she walked away. She couldn't stay away for long. The next night, came back. She tried again to step in the water. Remember me. Every night, she came back to the lake, and every time she was about to step back into the water, remember me. The voice, each night, grew more and more insistent, until last night, instead of a voice, it was a hand pulling her in with him. I went to that lake. It wasn't actually very far from home. Different lake than the cove that, well, sure you remember. I didn't know anything about it at the time. I just knew when I stepped in it, the water was so cold. The wind was a whisper. I could have sworn I heard two voices, a man and a woman, whispering, "Remember me." As I tried to swim away, I felt hands on my legs. I felt them trying to pull me under. Only by the wits and a very well-timed splash, if I do say so myself, able to escape and get to shore. I ain't never gone back up there ever since.
So, you forgot about them now? At least you did remember them because you told us about it.
See what I mean? You
I
just don't
remember.
go back to the lake.
Yeah, why did you go to the lake if you knew it was
I
like
think it's a good
cursed
story.
forever?
I like that she kept their memories.
You're always a big fan of
See,
memories.
Tati gets it.
Nah, Toddy would have got drowned in the lake.
Yeah, see, like the whole point of the other ones, you just kind of end up there. You don't try and get there. That's why it's scary. It's like, ooh, oh no, I didn't plan for this. With the lake, it's like, guess it's gonna be a lake day.
Yeah.
Right, but
don't
you
know, I
see,
think
she
it's
couldn't
a
step into the lake because she couldn't confront her lover's death. But she couldn't walk away from it because it would mean walking away from all her memories.
Yeah, but then that's only scary to her.
it's scary to me.
Yeah, you could argue that the tree, the inn that turns people into trees is only scary to people who are in the inn. But I think the whole point of a ghost story is telling about something scary that happened to somebody else.
Who says it has to happen to someone else to be scary? What if it happened to me?
Wait, didn't this
Well,
happen?
you're someone else to all of us.
That's a fair point.
Whoa, that's deep.
And if it happened to all of us and we were telling each other about it, I think at that point that's just therapy and not really a ghost story anymore.
Well, then wasn't Saphira just
Hey,
doing
therapy?
therapy?
What's
You
that?
Happened
have
to
something
them?
that happened to you?
Hey,
Oh,
tell
no,
us,
I'm just.
Bryn.
We had a lot of.
No, I'm saying.
No,
I'm saying.
you're being. I dare you to tell us a ghost story, Bryn.
Yeah, Bryn, it's your turn.
Oh no.
Bryn.
Bryn,
I've been dared to tell a ghost story. Oh.
No.
All right. Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, there was a an incredibly handsome and ridiculously talented mage. And oh, we get the campfire.
Oh, is that the ghost story about Oshin?
Fuck off.
You call them both.
And the yeah, just hang on. There, I, I'm trying to. Bryn's gonna tell a story where it's obvious that it's about him and Saphira, and the ghost story is that Saphira keeps getting into trouble. The player character, the player lacks the creativity to come up with that on the spot.
Understood.
But Bryn is going to take the opportunity for a bit of satire. And
Satire and parable.
Yes, the parable of the pirate princess.
Ooh, what a title!
That is terrifying.
They'd wake up in a cold sweat, dreaming every time that they crashed that ship into the wall.
And then the mage said to the princess, "Maybe you shouldn't turn into a vampire." But the princess didn't listen and turned into a vampire, and then got disintegrated into a bloody mess. Bryn's not as good of a storyteller. So you're right.
That princess sounds like she must be really scary to be around.
Got you there.
It's not scary in the moment. It's actually scarier when she's not around. It's she's right next to you and everything's fine, and then suddenly she's gone, and you realize, oh shit, here we go again.
Is it like that whole thing where, like, when you look away, they're doing stuff? That
Yeah,
sort
it's
of
like
story?
looking after children, where when there's been silence for 5 minutes, you know that you're gonna go upstairs and the whole bathroom's been painted in 5 different colors.
And is a vampire.
And is a vampire.
Wait, this isn't a proper Saphira story. They would have said there's 2 vampires.
Wait, what is this Saphira story? What are you talking about? It was Bryn's story.
But I thought it was like making fun of you.
Oh, it's about the pirate princess.
There were 2 pirate princesses, and the second one was even deadlier than the last one, right?
I like that kind of story. Rosette, why don't you tell one?
I got nothing. I was just kind of riffing off of what Brent was saying.
Come on, you telling me you have no kobold ghost stories? You must have something growing up.
Not right now.
All right,
Ooh.
well,
Roll an insight check, please, Sason. The 14, is it because Ruzid finds that story so scary that he doesn't want to tell it?
No, it's just because Ruzid's like doesn't like thinking about his past that much.
That's
but
valid.
that's not what I'm wondering.
Right, that
It's
may be
not
the
actually about
legit
a scary
reason for
story.
Ruzid. That may be the legit reason for Ruzid, but what Sason thinks.
That could be
You're
what
thinking
Sason
on
thinks.
something good.
Right. Cool. Well, there's one person at the table who you guys haven't prompted for a scary story, and I think it's because you are scared of what she might say.
I mean, we've been saving the best for last.
Of
Talk.
course.
You must, either you or any of the many relatives you have, but I believe you've probably heard it yourself. You've got to have something good.
I'll probably be petrified.
You've met a
after
lot of
whatever
my
you're-
ghost stories. I suppose I never told you about my sister Alea. She's the one with this mask, and I draw it over my face. This mask has a lot of detailed threads on it. But if you stand back, it makes the shape of a spiral in the. It's a golden ratio.
Ooh.
Leia was my older sister. Is my older sister. Um, she was a lot older than me, so she was out and doing things and living her life while I was still, you know, with all the rest of the kids at the house. Um, at my house, every summer, um, starting early in the spring, we would go into the catacombs and make sure that nothing had stirred over the winter where it wasn't supposed to. Um, kind of like weeding, just something that has to be done pretty regularly, and they, get the kids involved pretty early on in like the small stuff. Um, the bigger temples and where the saints and villains are buried. Usually, it's the older kids that deal with those. Um, but when I was pretty young, I would go into the catacombs, and I was a little bit more fearful in those days. Um, and my sister Alea would visit sometimes and teach me how to overcome my fear. Um, Alea didn't speak; she never speaks. Um, but because of that, she's really, really good at noticing things. That's why she became so talented as a poet. Um, and she taught me that when we go into the catacombs looking for uh, the dead that might be stirring, that the thing to do was to listen very, very closely. And so we would go down, and before we started uncovering uh, tombs, before we started shifting uh, any of the stonework that holds them in place, she would have us sit on the floor and close our eyes and listen because you can hear the scuffling of the undead if they're moving. Um, and through it, you learn to hear other things too. Um, you learn to hear your own heartbeat. You learn to hear the breath of the people around you. And then we took care of business. Um, when I was 9, in that spring, uh, Alea had been gone for 2 years at that point, traveling, of course. And we went back down into the catacombs for the usual round of weeding. And she showed up suddenly. Uh, just when I was starting to get a little bit nervous. Uh, and she sat with me on the floor, and we closed our eyes and listened. And I heard my heartbeat, but I didn't hear anyone breathing. And when I opened my eyes, Alea was looking at one of the uh, one of the tombs that had been disturbed. A necromancer had gotten in over the winter and was doing a very good job, but making a mess. I raised the alarm, and my cousins came in time to put the necromancer down. And when I looked again for my sister, she was gone. And I found out later she had never returned. Um, she had died that winter. We didn't find out until later. But I think that was the first time a, a ghost saved my life.
Wow.
First time. So you got saved by ghosts a bunch of times?
You too. I
Her masks, right?
I guess
I
that is the case.
I draw on Alea a lot, but she's not very, as I said, she doesn't talk, so uh, she's much better at noticing.
You have inspiration right now.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I was gonna give it to you if you didn't.
That's really good.
That was really, really good.
It's both a little bit scary, but also a little bit inspiring and warm in the same way you tell it.
And
Ghosts
so very taughty.
are inspiring and warm. Some of them, when they're not buried properly, become angry, like the one that possessed Ruzid and tried to kill us all in a temple with fire. But that's why our work is so important. So
The
that those
whole
kind of
won't
things
hurt us
don't happen.
anymore thing.
Yeah, because if it's done correctly, if the burials are done correctly, if the rites are done correctly, then the memories that are left behind, the ones that come and help us, are the warm memories.
Yeah.
I can always appreciate warm memories of the ones we've lost.
I just don't want to have to recite that phrase ever again.
Okay, Ruzid. He is incapable of doing any further harm to you.
Would you say? I'm not going to say it. I kind of want to say it, but I'm not going to say it out of principle at this point.
Say what?
The phrase.
What phrase?
I was going to say it as a joke because Saphira was like
Say,
kind of prodding at me.
Jason ain't heard the phrase, Ruzid.
You should whisper it in his ear, so that only he can hear it.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You say that until a
Ruzid whispers
phrase
into
becomes
Syson's
captured.
ear.
What's
She won't hurt you anymore.
Okay, definitely a little creepy. Like, I really feel like you'd have a great ghost story if you're ready to tell it.
Sason, can I get a perception check?
This doesn't sound foreboding.
The worst that could be happening.
Sason, you smell tobacco smoke. Is it on Ruzid's breath, or is it coming from somewhere else on the ship?
I immediately activate Divine Sense.
You activate Divine Sense? Awesome. And Divine Sense is Fey, Fiend,
Or undead.
Undead, right?
Or Celestial.
Celestial, Fiend, or Undead. Awesome. So, you detect an aura of undeath around Tati. You detect a faint hint of fiendish from Saphira. And within 60 feet of you, there is a cold fog feeling of undeath crawling across the ship right now. It's not an actual creature, but a presence. How would
Maybe
you
we
act?
shouldn't say that again.
Wait, what? I don't think I should say it again.
I agree. I definitely distinctly jumped a little bit when you whispered it in his ear.
Well, that's why I said I wasn't going to say it, but then you guys egged me on, so I said it.
Well, I didn't know it was actually bad. You guys don't say a lot of things.
There's nothing bad with saying it, Ruzid. What's bad is if it gets stuck in Syson's head, and then he starts dreaming about it, and then the phrase keeps repeating over and over in his mind.
Okay, maybe we should stop talking about it because the
Are
more
you
you're saying it, the more I'm thinking about it.
Are you starting like another story or?
That's just common knowledge about ghostly sayings.
Well, consider me spooked.
I don't know what
Actually-
Simon's worried about. Probably he can do an exorcism if necessary, right?
I mean, most of my exorcisms are figuring out something's bad and hitting it with a sword, which is hard to do to myself.
Sure, it
I
would
usually
be
solve my
really
problems by
embarrassing.
crushing them.
I agree. Most problems are best solved with a bit of violence.
I'm actually giving my vote to Ruzid for the best ghost story, whether or not he intentionally made one, but I'm a little creeped.
Oh, does that count as my ghost story? Cool, I'm off the hook.
Nah, I still want to hear the other one later. I'm not going to force you tonight, but next time it's going to be you, Coin, Noshin.
You hear a stomp from behind you. You know, it's hard to sleep when everyone's sharing spooky spookies down here.
I definitely jumped a little bit when you stomped.
He might have done it
any nightmares,
intentional.
fine.
It's hard to tell. If you want a scary story, there's one that's been passed down grung tradition for 200 years.
200-year-old story.
Yeah. I heard this story and then I didn't sleep for 27 hours.
Was that
27
related or was
hours.
it a personal thing?
I shush Sizen and hand him the roasted nuts so that we can hear the story.
Alright. Let's see if I remember it right. So, Hopper hopped from stalk to stalk. He hopped much higher with each crop. His friends looked up and saw in place. A smile cracked across his face. His friend said, "Hopper, stay out of the sky. Who knows what hunts or even flies?" But Hopper puffed. "What would you know? Just little frogs way down below." And Hopper hopped, now up a tree. His friends heard squawk. Then suddenly, 2 legs did land, and then a hand. Then Hopper's hat. So his friends ran. They called it ghosts that haunt and howl, and kill you if you hop tree necks. And others say it's only owls, but everyone's too scared to check. Then Coin does like a menacing handshake with each of his hands, like, "Ooh."
Wow, that was some good flair at the end.
That's
Drug
it.
stories are the best.
Yeah, I feel like it would go really well with like a fiddle if you like recited it with like music or something. That was really fun.
I appreciate it. It's really our equivalent of Humpty Dumpty, but I'm glad that it lands with a general audience.
Do you have
Just
inspiration?
like 2 hands.
Oh, no, my mom told me that one. I'm serious. That's just an old grung adage.
Wait, what's the moral then? You're not supposed to go up trees?
Just don't hop too high, I guess. I never really listened to that one.
Might bang your head.
Just you lose a lot of tadpoles when they're in their jumping phase. So it's kind of a way to keep them from, hopping around birds, I guess.
That's so smart.
That was my interpretation, anyways. You know, all art subjective, interpretative.
Watch out, I might swoop down and get you while you're on the crow's nest.
I hear Saphira is still in her hopping stage too.
Yeah.
Keep it up. I might sleep below deck tonight.
Yes, I'm scary.
This is the one with the actual frightening presence.
Coin, can I get a perception check from you on this spooky night?
Ignore that. That was for the
Sure.
Sure, not a misclick.
With
Oh.
a 28 perception, Coin, you smell, is that mushrooms and tobacco and a sickly skunk-like smell on the
I
air
have to have-
tonight.
I have to imagine that sends a chill up his spine, knowing what he knows, what he associates that
Yep.
with.
You get
Uh,
the willies.
Yeah. For the crew, Coin is trying to put on like, "Ha, I totally got you, brave face." But if you look at him for more than a second, you'll notice he is actually like checking over his shoulder and unnerved for the rest of the night.
You need someone to sleep with you?
No, it's
In
fine.
the bucket? Are you offering to go in the bucket?
You would snap the entire crow's nest
No,
off
I
of
would
there.
I would like curl up around the bucket, but the bucket would be in the crow's nest because
Mhm.
can't sleep up there.
I guess I could bring the bucket down here. For you, of course, for you.
I'll keep you safe.
It does feel like a pillow fort night, Saphira.
What the heck?
Maybe have pillows? Oh, a lot of pillows? Can you like steal pillows from the mansion?
We
I
could
don't
probably
think-
take some of Death Talon's hay stacks.
That sounds terrible.
You want to risk it?
I'm not saying I'm gonna grab it. I'm just saying.
I mean, even if you do grab it, that still sounds terrible.
Yeah, I guess a hay bale pillow fort would be itchy. Corn will move his bucket down from the crow's nest.
Okay.
Is it full of water when you break it down?
Probably. Well, it's probably loses half of the water on the way down, but
It's raining
someone's
all
getting
of a
in this.
sudden.
Someone's getting splashed, basically.
How often do you change out the water on that bucket?
I'll have you know, I change it out daily.
Making sure.
He changes it right through his skin pores.
God damn it.
I'm a walking purification system.
You're saying none of your poison gets in the water.
Well, it does, but it boils away.
Well, for me, I think the poison in the water is like a plus. Like, I love poison.
I'm so glad you enjoy flavored grung water.
Tasted
Yeah,
his
we
water.
drink
It's
it.
not that poisoned.
I was just saying, like, it's like an ambiance sort of thing. Like, I mean, poison does literally nothing to me. Like, if anything, it's just kind of like a nice thing to have around me.
Yeah,
What
you
if
like
I
your
slept in a
seltzers.
poison cloud? I would get like better sleep or something.
It'll open your pores.
Yes.
And your scars. I don't want to rush anyone to sleep. You can stay up as long as you want, but we got 2 more days on this voyage, and I still have a lot of potions to make, so I'm gonna go retire for real now.
I'll take first
gonna look-
watch.
I'm gonna look at like the 3 or 4 people with hair and wonder who is gonna let me braid it.
As you look around, Tati, you hear the slow tap, tap, tap of a cane walking across the deck towards Sea-Toad Coin.
I'm gonna stand up and crane my head across the deck to look at what is approaching.
As you watch, a figure materializes like mist in the night. Her hooded form familiar to you. Pitney Bones is
gonna go-
approaching Sea-Toad Coin.
I'm gonna go try to grab my weapon and realize O'Sheen still has it.
Tap,
I'm
tap.
gonna throw a dagger straight at her chest.
The dagger sails clean through her and clatters onto the far side of the deck where it sticks. Coin,
Coin, watch out!
you can hear this coming. You hear Tati shout, "Watch out!"
I think his head will emerge from the bucket, sort of half like eyes sort of opening, looking around. I
You
would
see
imagine
the apparition walking
Mhm.
towards you. Tap, tap.
the bucket falls over in the direction away from Pitney Bones. In sort of a shocked, not in like a combat position. Like Coin has panicked and knocked his bucket over.
He's just rolling on the inside.
He just starts rolling. Oh wait, this is even worse! Ow!
So who's seeing the?
Yeah, all of you
apparition?
can see this now.
Okay.
Oh,
I
I
think
mean, I
he'll-
stand on my sword.
Ruzid
The
stands
nod
up
has happened.
like to protect Coin. He gets up in front of him.
You're not messing with Coin. You have
The
to get through
bucket-
me first.
She walks right through your form.
God damn it.
Tap,
I've
tap, tap. You only feel a slight chill as she walks through your legs, literally through your bones. Ruzid, you feel the chill wash down your spine. This isn't natural.
I'm gonna step forward and try and dispel
Tap, tap,
The bucket
and the
bumps
figure
into the
disappears.
It bumps into the post. and
The bucket bumps into the post.
just stops moving in place.
Does the figure disappear when Sizen casts a spell magic, or did that just coincidentally happen after he did that?
Roll an insight check, Tati.
Sure. Got Alea mask out, so
Feeling
efficiency.
awfully insightful.
It's probably coincidence.
That is a 16.
That's a 16. It's because he cast a spell magic.
Okay then.
Coin hops out of the bucket. You're not getting the potion back! And he's spinning his rope dart. Where is she? He's looking
Coin-
like everywhere.
When you were down there, did you feel the vibrations of her staff hitting the deck?
Did he? Eric?
Yes.
That like the thuds?
Yep.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like a thud. That's why I looked.
Next time, target the staff. My blade went through her chest. It wasn't bothered.
How did she find our ship?
Yeah, Sizen couldn't even find our ship.
I feel like I was on the right track, but okay, yeah. Well, I've had enough ghost stories for the night, to be entirely honest.
I think Pitney Bones kind of just won the contest there.
You think she was just
Yeah.
checking in?
It wasn't that scary. Has anyone seen Copeland? The beefy brawly
Yeah,
deckhand.
he's there.
Hey, Copeland, 3 more gold on your pay if you stand by my bucket for the night.
He goes, yeah, there, don't sweat. Yeah.
Wait, why do you need him to stay by your bucket? I can stay by your bucket.
Well, one, I want you to get sleep too.
Oh, I
And-
thought you were just suggesting. I was just gonna sleep next to your bucket.
I welcome it. I welcome it. But also, I'm paying him.
Oh, okay.
I want to stare at Bryn to see if I think he subtly cast an illusion spell or something.
Bryn famously does not know illusion magic.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
It is canon that he slept through that class in college.
Yep.
I'm just very obviously scrutinizing you.
If Bryn
They
is
really
sleep-
shouldn't have 7 a.m. classes. That's That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's on them.
Really is.
Yeah, but
Oh, God.
we
I love
didn't
how
establish
all of
what
you
group
agree
was-
on this one point.
Oh, I never attended a 7 a.m. class, and I never will.
I got lucky enough that I never had a class that started before 10 a.m. in college.
Oh,
Oh, you lucky bastard!
I actually
Yeah.
attended morning classes.
I'm doing my first guest lectures this spring, and it's for an 8 a.m. class.
oh.
Oh, let's go.
Very
Guest
disappointed.
Congratulations on that, but ouch.
Yeah,
Have that
uh,
beat. I was a ROTC student. I was up at like 4 a.m. every morning running on the hills.
That's criminal.
Ouch.
yeah. When I was in my where I went to grad school offered PE classes, and one of the PE classes was called boot camp, and it met at 5 a.m. once or twice a week, and it was clearly intended for like military students, but it was anybody could sign up for it, and it was advertised as like, oh, get your workout done first thing in the morning, so it's done for the rest of the day, and it's
Yeah, they love that one.
yeah.
I'll pass on that.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Don't envy it.
we
Done more in my day than anyone's done before they even woke up.
we did not establish if Bryn was still on the deck or not, but if he was, Bryn would be as nervous as everybody else with this specter of Pitney Bones making an appearance.
Some smell in the air?
There is not. Not anymore.
I swear there was.
You smelled something?
Yeah, I know it was like tobacco or something, but that was when Ruse had whispered that thing in my ear, and it was like a weird presence. It didn't feel.
Did I summon Pitney Bones?
She's
I
a
sure hope
pretty
not.
heavy smoker. That's Yep.
I hear it adds 100 years. That's probably why she's got that bony look.
Can we just spend the rest of the night before bed just like saying mean things about that lady?
Yeah, Pitney Bones sucks.
I don't think she's I don't even think she has hair under there anymore. I think it's just like matted rat tails that she put on top.
Coin will uncharacteristically poke his head out of the bucket and be like, hey, we should probably go to sleep. I'd rather not think about it. Then he ducks back in.
I will stand up to continue the first watch and fully kind of unleash my anti-fear presence. I've kind of been keeping on the down low during this whole conversation.
Okay.
What is your anti-fear presence?
Well, I have an aura. People can't be.
Oh no, I get that, but like, are you like the smell of warm cookies, or like what's happening right now?
Wait, I want warm cookies. I want warm cookies.
Yeah, I'm bringing. Normally, it's like a nice, subtle spring day, but you're right. When I ramp it up and really focus on it, yeah, it's warm cookies.
Brent's making warm cookies for us, right? Tomorrow morning.
Cookies for breakfast?
Yeah.
Cinnamon swirl, please.
I
got your orders in.
I will trance first so that I can switch off with Sizen in the morning.
Okay. You guys all go to bed.
On the deck.
Cool.
Yep. I'm going to bed.
Sweet.
Bryn will go below decks to sleep in a more comfortable setting. But
Understood.
yes.
Sison. During your trance tonight, a few words just cycle through your head. She can't get you anymore. She can't hurt you anymore. She can't touch you anymore. She can't see you anymore. She can't hear you anymore. Sison, you need to roll a wisdom saving throw.
This is so fine and not at all a problem.
Ruzid was like Typhoid Mary just carrying the curse.
So, Sison, you gain your full long rest along with everybody else.
Do I remember this in the morning?
Yeah. It was just a thought that went through your mind. You're unaffected by the dream that has been cast upon you.
Yeah, I don't normally dream. It's probably just ghost stories running through my head.
So, you guys can wake up the next morning. The morning dawns overcast and gloomy. Perfect after such a spooky night. There's a spitting rain, just enough to make everything wet. I'm sure Coin appreciates this, but the rest of you probably don't.
No, Ruzit appreciates the rain too.
Okay. As you guys are sailing southwards, the drizzle causes the visibility to be limited to only a couple 100 feet ahead of the ship.
Close to the coast can we get?
That's up to you guys.
No, I mean like how close can we get without running aground? Like can we get close enough to see it?
Oh, yeah.
Can we get close?
You can get close enough to see it for sure. Do you wish to do so?
Far enough. Navigate
You went full robot
Don't
for a
make-
second. Repeat that.
post with it. Up and over to solid clear experiment.
You're breaking up real bad, Tutty. We can't hear you.
It's robot oval.
Yeah, I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect to.
Well, I did talking, so there.
I'm like
I think that's
Yeah,
better.
everyone's sounding weird to me.
All right, disconnect and
All of-
reconnect, and it should fix it.
it was all of Discord for me too.
Yeah.
I think that was just like a wide.
It wasn't just me then.
No,
No, that was
Connection's
everybody.
bad.
I think we just got shifted over to a different Discord server. We should be fine now.
Yeah, just start from the top, right? Because
Yes.
it was hitting everyone.
I was just saying that if our navigators don't find a problem with it, having them keep the shoreline within sight might be useful in case we want to pop over for some quick experiments on solid ground.
Yeah, I was kind of imagining we were trying to keep the fleet close to shore regardless.
So, as you guys try to move the ships closer to shore, there's an unexpected landmass just up ahead. Looks like a enormous boulder sticking up out of the ocean. You would expect lighthouses to be on something 95 feet wide.
Huh.
I guess I'll whistle real loud in case no one else sees that. Like, but we all see that, right?
This is like the
Landmass ahead?
morning, like
Yeah, it's morning.
as we're like,
Go around that bit.
Is this a thing that keeps popping up and down, or is this something else?
Roll an insight check, sir, as you are now within 100 feet of it.
Coin hops up to the crow's nest, and he's gonna incite it as well.
Awesome.
Turn or stop so we don't hit it? Yeah.
Probably, but it kind of depends.
Hard to
on-
port.
All right. So, as you say hard to port and the whistle goes out, I'm going to ask you guys to please target your tokens. And let's roll for initiative as the boulder begins to move.
The boulder.
Yikes.
As long as it's not a smoking sea hag, I think We're good.
At least I can hit
Sm-
this
you had
one.
to- You had to prefix it with smoking.
Yeah, if it's a like a
Normal hag,
like a normal sea hag, I'm down. But
Yeah, we're good.
Right. Yep. Something just locked up. 1 second, guys. Here we go.
Of course, I'm using 19s and 20s on initiative.
Of course you are.
That's a good thing to use it on.
Going first every round is good.
Nah, I want it for those sweet, sweet smites.
maybe your dice just
Did-
know you have
They're
so
also
many
good.
available that they're
I
like,
was
you know
gonna
what?
say I don't use them on anything, so take them.
Right. And my initiative comes in there. That'll be great.
That's a good number. I like that number.
I'll increase
Nice.
my initiative by a d4.
Okay.
Just because I don't know if I go before him or not. So that goes up to 13.
Okay. Which puts you above Ruzid, actually.
It's fine.
All right. Layson, the large land masses have begun to move. What would you like
And
to
I
do?
don't recognize them as anything other than land masses.
You can tell that they are some kind of living creature.
Great.
One has an eyeball.
I would like to mount my Pegasus and fly up just a little ways. Actually, I'll mount my Pegasus and I'm going to cast a Death Ward on. I'll come over here on to Coin.
Okay.
Just, if everything goes wrong, we want you to have the backup ready to go.
Cool.
Same, man.
All right. So Pegasus for Sayson. All right. There you go, sir. All right. So after Sayson, we go to Saphira.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to activate Blade Song and my action to activate my Wings of Flying. And that gives me what? I think Blade Song doesn't actually add to my flying speed, so I just have 60 movement. I get the AC bonus. I'm going to start flying in this direction. Get some separation when we're not all pumped up, and also get a close look at this thing.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing else.
All right. At the end of your turn, I'm going to use a legendary action. And we're going to constrict. We'll constrict by 30 feet. There. 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 And there. That's all. Mr. Coin?
Coin's gonna, from the crow's nest, gauge distance here. Pretty far. Coin's gonna hop onto the water and begin running across it.
Sure.
I'm trying to think whether I always forget whether I can I guess I can step of the wind to bonus action dash and then get
Yes.
up and attack is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna say step of the wind, bonus action triggers. He's gonna get within 20 feet of it. He'll start off with what this head, I'm assuming, is above the surface of the water.
Yes. The maw of this thing is wide enough to just swallow any one of the members of the crew, including Ruzid. Just swallow him whole.
Coin begins spinning the rope dart, and he's gonna look at this beast in the face, and he's gonna say, "Hey, long shot at diplomacy here, but we can't talk to you, can we?"
There's no response.
That's not his turn. Just wait for his turn.
You gotta speak sea serpent. Oh, I guess you do speak.
Well,
common.
actually, I am a monk, so just to double confirm, it can presumably understand me, and I can presumably understand it. This
If
still
it had
never
a
talked.
language.
I know 3 bad words in the language of the water elementals.
Sea serpentine.
So if it doesn't understand language, and regardless of if I know that,
Right.
behaviorally, does this thing seem aggressive?
Oh, yes.
Does it it doesn't even turn to look at Coin? It's just like
It doesn't care about
salivating.
you at all.
Okay, Coin's just gonna take a stunning strike swing at it.
Sure.
Attempt to stunning strike.
With a 20, you are completely ineffective against its hard scales.
After the first whiff, he's going to take another, trying to identify, a weak point, a missing scale, or an eyeball.
The 22, your rope dart clangs off of its steel-like hide.
All right. Coin's going to pull the rope dart back, and he's going to run up to it and take... Well, actually, I can't because I don't have a bonus action. So he will stay in place, pulling the rope dart back to himself.
Okay.
That's it.
I will use another legendary action at the end of your turn, and I will constrict further.
Boop, boop, boop.
Should I move Coin's
No, I will take care
token,
of that.
or will
Yeah.
it? Okay.
30 feet here. All right. Tati.
Tati's gonna make a straight bolt towards to the steering wheel.
Okay.
If you could kindly direct me towards that, I will move my token in that direction.
It is here.
Fantastic. It's not even that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm sorry,
and-
I clicked wrong. It is here.
And we're here.
Yeah.
Awesome. As an action, I'm gonna activate my soul charm bracelet.
Okay.
Currently loaded in it is a pirate pilot.
Okay.
From the ship that actually used to pilot this ship when it had a different name. When I picked him up, you said he had like a 30 or something skill check towards sailing.
Yes.
I'm gonna activate my charm bracelet.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up his pilot skills and work on getting this ship the fuck out of here.
All right. Cool. And I need to do this. Cool. Awesome. So you are going to move it 30 feet, you said?
No, I said I have a
30
the
skill check. Right.
pilot has a 30 skill check towards the sailing of this ship.
All right. So can I get you to roll your survival check?
Sure.
Yep. Oh, you've moved already and used your action, so it'd have to be next round in order to move the ship. All good.
I can.
Uh-huh. Oh, you can bonus action dash, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to because I'm trying to move a ship.
Right. Well, I
Your
mean,
bonus action doesn't move a ship, right?
it counts as your movement to move the ship, so.
In that case, I'll bonus action dash this ship.
Okay.
Not against any sea monsters or boulders. Just
All right. So let's
You're
get
gonna dash in
1d20
between.
plus 30.
1d20 plus 30. Do you want a straight 1d20 or my survival? Well, it's actually the same thing, so never mind.
Yeah, it's 1d20 plus 30 because you're using the
Ooh,
so 37 because you're using the pilot skill check. So we will move 37 feet, which is there. Got it.
I don't want to use up my inspirations.
Bryn Gemflower. All right, anything else, Tati?
No, we're doing this.
Alrighty. I'm gonna use my movement to run towards the head of the dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's plenty. I'll start with an action. Let's find out what kind of saving throws this guy has. I'll use my Drow magic to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Which is a dex save of 22. And
cool.
I'd like to target the head of the dragon.
Awesome. So he will fail that and be affected by Fairy Fire.
Lovely. So that's gonna give advantage. So is looking around, is his entire body glowing from head to tail, or just the head portion of it?
The entire thing, head to tail, is glowing.
Works for me. All right, I'll mark that I'm concentrating on that.
Technically,
so
that's all 4 of the big tokens.
You'll love to see it. And then I will use my bonus action to try another spell. We can burn 2 sorcery points to quicken cast. I would like to do Ye Old Faithful Psychic Lance, targeting the head of the dragon.
Okay.
And it's a DC 22 intelligence save against 31 psychic damage and being incapacitated.
Okay. So
until my next turn.
With a 22 there, he is going to fail. He will suffer the 31 psychic damage and not be incapacitated.
Ah, bad luck if he's immune to it. All right, well, that's one way we would have cheesed the fight that is not going to work. So sorry, gang.
You could try confusion next.
I do not have that one, sadly.
No.
It might be worth a trip to the hat, though, because if he is not, it's incapacitation is a common enough condition.
Yeah.
But I think it's very unlikely he's immune to confusion. But yeah, that would.
Confusion, it's not actually any condition. Which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Really good at high level.
Yeah. Interesting. Food for thought. That's that's my action, bonus action, and movement.
Okay.
Yeah, we might just have to beat this guy into the dirt. But luckily, Fairy Fire does some help on that.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all I got.
All right. After Bryn Gemflower, we go to Ruzid.
Gonna use a bonus action to activate his animated shield.
Okay.
And then it's gonna fly towards the thing.
Cool.
And try to scratch at its eyes. Like a little bee.
All right. Boo.
Go
Go for the eyes, Boo. Go for the eyes.
Advantage. Oh, yeah.
That'll be a critical strike, sir. And that's going to deal 20 plus 9. So 29 damage dealt.
Another. And then the bite.
Okay. Now, as you go ahead and strike here, the first hit here, you'll see a wound open on the side of this creature's neck where you scratched it. The second one, you will deal 12 damage. And then the third you will miss as you skip across its steel-like scales.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. And you can see that those wounds are staying open, but something's moving inside of them, Ruzid. That's kind of creepy. So, at the start of its turn, it's going to grow new heads.
Hydra Serpent? That's really cool and really bad.
Uh-oh.
And it grows
Cut
2
off
of
the
them.
head. What is this? Ugh.
So, we are going to start with our multi-attack against someone who has hurt me. Ruzid, that's you. We are going to attempt to bite you, Ruzid, and if we succeed, we will swallow you. I get 3 of these because I have 3 heads now. So, Ruzin, a natural one will miss you.
That one. Do we hang on? If Ruzi gets swallowed, we're in big trouble. Do we use? Yeah, I think we use the walking stick. I'd like to make the second attack be a nat 5
Okay,
using the walking stick and my reaction.
awesome. That means it's a total of a 17 to swallow Ruzid, which will fail, I believe. Correct, Ruzid?
Yeah, that misses.
Okay. Does anyone wish to do anything about the third bite attack?
I'll give them a 5 as well.
Okay. So, and what's the range on yours? Is it 100 feet, I believe, correct?
Mine?
Yeah.
I'll look it up real quick.
Okay.
I don't
We'll just
think
call it
it's
for now,
that.
just to speed up the turn, but check it. Cool.
If we do an AoE, since it has more heads, it's gonna take like multiples more damage.
No, mine is just any creature I can see.
Nice. Cool. So, Ruzid, as the third head snaps at you with another 17, you are not affected. It will then make one tail attack against someone in range, and I have only one person near a tail right now. So we're going to swing my tail at Saphira. Saphira, a 28 to bludgeon you.
That'll hit.
Okay, as you are bludgeoned by this, I need you to roll a strength saving throw or be pushed 30 feet away and knocked prone. All right,
It was just missed by 1. I need a net 20.
so 30 feet away and knocked prone. Understood. That is the extent of its turn at the moment. It's not in a position where it wants to or can use that yet. It needs to wait for another thing to come up. Oshin, you wanted to wreck some face. Here we go.
Actually, quite the opposite. I'm just gonna hold a spell.
You're gonna hold the spell. Which spell are we holding?
I'm gonna hold my witch spell for when the constricting gets close enough that it would touch the ship.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's when it becomes a legendary action's turn, and we're going to move 30 feet to here, 30 feet to here, 30 feet to here.
Does
And
this movement, like, I'm assuming it's hitting coin at this point in a way it's like taking him with him.
it's
right?
just shoving you along,
Okay.
but we can move you 30 feet towards the ship.
That's why I asked, just for the sake of
Sure.
tracking.
Ruzid, you would also be shoved 30 feet. This is an inexorable force. All right, Sason.
Okay, do I launch the banishment, or do we try and do 2 on 1 turn so that we can avoid basic legendary resistances?
I can back you up with a silvery barb.
I think, given the saving throws we've seen so far, I think it's likely banishment goes through. The question is, does it have legendary resistances or not? Sason, I think that's a really smart idea of holding it and trying to. I was gonna try and cast slow on it, but I'm not even sure that helps. If I think banishment is better. Do we want to? We could hold it and try and do the 1-2 punch on my turn.
I'm down for that.
All right.
My action. I will prepare banishment and hold my action to cast it after Bryn casts
Awesome.
the spell on his turn.
Let's line it up.
Specifically after he casts a spell that makes this creature make a saving throw. You know, it's a little loose, but
Right. So, you're going to hold on to banishment, is what I hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will also fly. That's the wrong thing. I'm gonna fly. Let's come over here, and I'm gonna be right there. I'll be 10 feet in the air.
Okay. After Sason, we go to Saphira.
I'll use half my movement to right myself as I clamber out of the water,
Okay.
and then I will fly right up to this portion of its body and take a couple swipes at it.
All right.
I can swing.
Okay. So you will hit once, dealing 23 points of damage.
Wow, 27 didn't hit.
And then the second one also. Sorry, it should have been the 31. So.
Oh, okay.
And then 6 on the second. Got it.
Got it. Okay.
All right. And 2 wounds open up. Anything else?
Let's see. Where do I want to? I don't think I want to be in range for that tail to whap me again, so I will use the last 25 feet of my movement to get. I guess here's about as far as I can go. So there, yeah.
All right. At the end of your turn, I'm going to use a legendary action to constrict.
Does that mean my health spell goes off?
Yes, sir.
Are
If you want to, yes. All right.
First gravity. I thought we already did this trick.
Reverse gravity.
Yes, and it worked very, very well.
I guess it's time for round 2.
All right. So 50-foot radius, 100-foot high cylinder. All creatures and objects that aren't somehow anchored to the ground in the area fall upwards and reach the top of the area.
Quick drop anchor.
All right. So that includes the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
does.
assumed that the ship was still moving, so its momentum, in theory, I was thinking would just lift us up. It would constrict below us, and we would keep going.
Yeah, because it would push up against the water in front of it, technically. It's not anchored, but it would have an opposing
Where is your
force.
50 feet going?
Well, I would center it on myself, and that would have gone off before he
Understood. Before he
reached.
got there?
Yeah.
So you're going to eject the ship upwards and forwards is what you try to do without him.
Doing a jump,
Yeah.
guys. I knew it.
This is what we call
Try
like
call it the flight dress.
It's kind of an epic move.
Now, just for mechanics, because I do have to understand what we're doing, where is the bottom of your cylinder?
I mean, I
How
my
high is the
plan
ship
would-
going?
So my thought would be to ensure that the entire ship, like however far below me it needs to go to get the bottom of the ship to
Okay.
make sure that goes up.
So 20 feet
but
down,
then-
so you go 80 feet up?
Perfect.
Cool.
Do it.
Awesome.
All right.
So the ship goes upwards.
We reinforced the bottom of this thing, right? I could swear.
After
it's
it happened
definitely
the
gonna
first time,
break.
yeah.
Definitely gonna break in half.
All right. So
Yeah, yeah.
Oshin, the ship surges upwards, carried by the water and reversed gravity as this thing gets close to it. That would mean that Ruzid and Coin are technically still down below because they were pushed into this area before you or after you did that thing. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, here's the catch. These things are 95 feet wide. So, okay. Mr. Coin, we are at your turn. You are not affected by the reverse gravity at the... Oh, wait a second. All creatures...
I'm not anchored,
No.
and it seems like,
Oh, yeah. So anything
Might
that
be
goes
affected.
into it...
yeah, I'm within 50. I'm
So when
pretty
it
sure I'm
comes
affected.
in, it's going to be lifted up
Underneath the ship.
underneath the ship.
Because we went first.
Yeah,
The
but
camera from shore sees this thing doubled like an S curve under the ship.
Coin would independently also fly up 80 feet by this logic, wouldn't
Sure.
he?
Yes, sir.
Which is better than being caught in the undertow of this beast. I don't really mind this. With that said,
Well, the water's up there with you as well, so.
he's gonna go. Okay. Yeah, I guess I really wouldn't be. The sensation is I'm still underwater, isn't it? He thinks to himself, 56 ships, and not a single one of them raised a red flag at this beast. Great. Who am I paying for this? He's going to try.
There were 56 ships.
Well, that's a problem for later. He's going to try to do a rope dart, but I don't even know. He's underwater now. Can he even swing this effectively? Even as a grung?
It's with disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just do it twice.
A 23. You almost got there, but it skips off the hard scales. He's an AC
Alright.
of 24.
It's very fired, right? So it should be a straight roll.
Oh, yep, you're correct. So 25 would hit for 17 piercing damage.
Oh, cool. Well, then I would call that a stunning strike attempt on that first land.
Okay, it is immune to being stunned.
Now we know. The second will miss, since I already rolled it. He will take an unarmed strike attempt.
Okay. You gently caress its steel-like hide.
Wow, this is really, smooth. Even for a scale. He will do nothing else. I think he will try to kick off of the beast. Even though he's still floating in this water, he's trying to gain some distance from it. He'll end up in the air above the ship, presumably.
Okay. Awesome.
And that's it.
Tati, what would you like to do?
Fortunately, the pirate pilot, whose memories I'm infused with, has a memory of this ship fucking flying.
Yep.
So I'm going to draw on his memories, not just of the ship the last time it flew, but of all of the super cool jumps that this pilot has experienced on a ship. I'm going to call out to the rest of our crew, the ones that aren't fighting a monster, with instructions on basically preparing for our descent and
Okay.
immediate skedaddle.
All right. So, are you going to move the ship?
Yeah, I got action, bonus action, and movement.
All right. Please roll 3 d20s. We will add 30 to each of these.
3d20.
So, we're going to add 90 to this. You will move the ship 114 feet.
What's that one doing in there?
114 feet would be there.
Can we
Mm.
slide down some of this
Oh,
S curve?
The front of the ship, as it exits the reverse gravity, begins to nosedive.
Yeah.
We've hit the water before. That's fine.
Now, technically, Coin's floating, but I'd argue he gets caught in the sail here and moves
I'm
with it
fine
anyway.
with that.
There are some crazy big waves out on the ocean, and my plus 30 pirate pilot has definitely knows the right way to turn the ship to not break to pieces just because we happen to be hitting the water nose first.
Okay.
Would
Wait, yeah, we gotta do a kickflip.
know-
Kickflip,
Go
for sure.
ahead,
Yeah.
Oshin.
So since it's a concentration spell, would I
Yep.
be able to tell how far outside of that, the ship can reach, and so that I can drop concentration essentially without us front flipping or diving straight?
You would need to
down?
roll an insight check to determine that. I'm going to totally allow that because I think it's awesome as a thought process.
Okay.
I think Tati's gonna yell instructions to you too if that's helpful.
Kick, flip, kick, flip.
Okay, with the 22, if you don't release the spell, it will topple over, capsize forward, tearing the masts, sails, and everything off.
Okay, that's my intention. Whenever as far as or as accurately as a 22 would get me is when I would release it. So not like the instant that we breach the zone, but
Okay.
as much as we can travel outside of it.
All right,
and
so
still land horizontally.
as the nose of the ship is going downwards, you're going to release the reverse gravity so the back end lowers as well at a proportional rate.
That's the
Awesome.
intention.
Cool.
We'll see how that works out.
Sweet. Based off of the positioning of the enormous Hydra sea serpent behind you that had been disguised as islands, when the reverse gravity hits down, they will fall. And this happens now. If you're
It
doing this
takes
now,
belly flop damage.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
take
mean,
belly flop damage. However, the bow wave that results from the belly flop of this monstrously large creature into the ocean is going to surge your ship forward. Now, this ship did suffer a massive impact coming down. So we are going to go ahead and ask, we're going to ask Tati, who is driving the ship. You said that this pilot was good at reducing the damage that the ship would take, correct?
'Cause he knows about big waves.
Awesome. Cool. So, we are going to find out how good he is at reducing this damage.
Wicked good.
Please go ahead and roll one more 1d20 plus 30.
On. Roll good. Let me use my inspiration on that one.
Okay?
Oh, fuck it.
All
There's
right.
my inspiration.
We're going to use inspiration to save the spine of the ship. With a
Nice.
natural
Let's
20,
go.
the ship
good to know
takes
you're a
no
spirit.
damage as Tati expertly rides the falling reverse gravity wave and surfs the ship away from the sea serpent at an accelerated rate. The only downside is you have left Saphira behind.
He's
Not
fine.
the first time.
Yeah,
Like,
The worst that
If
could
it-
happen.
we've
If
dealt with it
there's-
once.
anything the train wreck is good at is getting a move on.
All right. Well, you guys will escape the clutches of the beast. I assume Saphira can fly using her wings of flying, correct?
Yes, I've got 60 feet of flying speed, bonus action dash, and then I can use my sword to take the extra bonus action to dash again. So I am planning to be moving 240 feet on my next turn.
Understood. So, you guys will escape the enormous sea serpent thanks to the efforts of your team.
Well, hold on. We will, but there are 55 ships behind us. We should probably warn.
I do want to see. I still want to know, Bryn, do you want to still fire off a spell to see if we can banish him? Because I feel like we could run into more.
I think that's a very good idea. What's the range on banishment? I think it's either 60, 90, or it's 60, and I can double it to 120 with a sorcery point. So on my turn, before we get too
Sure.
far away, I would like to try and banish the sea serpent.
Or provided I'm still in range. If not, we might just need to reset and then kind of do it together.
Well, we still learn if it works or not.
Sure.
Even if you don't, at this point, we don't actually need to banish it because we're leaving, and it only lasts for a minute anyway. But we can still learn if it's resistant somehow.
Sure. So, that's a charisma saving throw, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. The sea serpent disappears as the space behind you is evacuated of sea serpent. A whirlpool begins to form
How long does
behind
that
the
last?
ship.
Yeah. I'll see if I see that happening. We will. If we feel ourselves getting pulled backwards, I can end the spell at will.
Okay. Do you choose
so
to
I'll
do so?
Have it. Yep. Just have it blink right,
All right.
back into existence.
Oof. Again, surge of the water going outwards shoves the ship forward once again.
That's kind of good for us. Someone should get on the line with Narzal ASAP. He's gonna need to know about this.
Yeah, big fucking sea creature.
Also, don't cut its head. They need to know that.
That's something I'm curious about. Is
The Hydra.
is can we yeah, I guess we didn't really have time to learn things like, do we target the heads separately? How we didn't really learn how close we were to killing it or cutting off any of the heads.
You learned making a wound on it wasn't super helpful.
Yeah, it looked like it didn't even need to be a critical hit, but any source of damage to a head would cause it to grow another head.
Okay, all of this needs to be forwarded like every second. Like it is about to hit another ship, please. Do we have a sending stone to him?
Do we turn around and try and kill this thing before it decimates our fleet?
I don't know if we can, to be entirely frank.
I agree with that. I don't know if we can.
Brought these guys to
I
fight.
don't know.
Let's see 'em fight.
If we're not surrounded by it and we focus our fire on the body instead of the heads.
I mean,
its saving throws are shit and doesn't appear to have any legiondary resistances. So
you're
that
not
makes
wrong. Where I think our best bet is a bunch of saving throws and then slowly whittling it down. I guess the question is how much damage is it going to cause behind us.
Did you get your inspiration for flying the ship? Okay, you got granted inspiration for expert flying of the ship.
Thank you so much, Oshin, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much, Saphira, for giving me the skills to make it happen. Thank you so much, Giant Sea Monster, for showing up to show off.
Can Coin do a nature check on this sea monster on like a weakness, right? Like if you can't hit it, can you throw it on land and it'll suffocate, that kind of thing?
You can roll an insight check or nature check. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean whatever.
This is basically biology.
That's why I figured nature.
With a 21, based off of its bulk, you would have to put it very far into land in order to prevent it from getting back into the ocean.
I got you, but I only provided that as an example,
right,
where the check was for, does he know of any way to defeat it aside from stabbing it?
Okay. Sure. One of the things you did notice is that the heads only grew when it was physically hurt, as opposed to when it took damage from spells. So it only grew 2 heads instead of 3, because Bryn did do the psychic damage to it, and it did not get a head due to that.
Good point.
It is when it is struck by a weapon.
I think Coin will deduce that by asking the party how you attacked it, and the party can put 2 and 2 together, so everyone knows. Like, huh?
Yeah, I can just spew firebolts at it now that I can cast spells. Firebolt artillery.
Might be the play.
We also, I think, did we only attack the head? Did we do any damage to the other parts of its body?
Saphira did do damage to one of the body parts, and if you look behind you, there are 2 new heads growing from that body part.
Really? That's insane. It grows heads out of its midsection.
Yeah.
How does this thing not have like 10 billion heads?
Because they separate and create new sea serpents.
Ew.
It performs mitosis after the combat.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Our best bet, I feel like, unless we want to do a truly long, drawn-out battle, is distract it, or again, we could keep on throwing spells at it for a while that continuously banish it until our group gets past. But even then, it could just circle up and come again.
We can't just leave it. I mean, even if we leave it for the World Eaters, I get the feeling they're just gonna make 100 more. So
Shouldn't we at least start with the basic send into Narzel and let him know what's going on so that he can take evasive maneuvers?
should probably send a sending or some kind of
Evasive
message. Yeah.
maneuvers.
Yeah, if they don't have access to banishment, we might even think about putting our mages on their ships, so that if he shows up, you can just banish it and get away.
Yeah. Can you do that 55 times?
Well,
You're gonna tell him about the sea monster. He's just gonna laugh at you and be like, "Yeah, we already took care of it."
well, I'm wondering if so. We have 2 more days to plan before our final rendezvous and imminent assault on the island. And I honestly think one of the things that we might want to do with those days is if we have Seisin fly out to protect the World Eater fleet and just sort of stand guard over it, and if the Sea Serpent shows up, just banish it and use that to give the fleet time to get away.
I agree. I'm happy to do it. I do want to try to go to Ryport at some point before the big fight, but also I understand lives are more important. By far.
I agree, but I don't think you're gauging the urgency of our entire fleet is going through where this beast is right now.
I agree. Let's send a
That
message.
is a lot of banishment spams if you're going to do that for every single ship.
Well, it wouldn't be for every single ship. You're not banishing the ships. You're banishing the sea monster, and presumably the fleet's in formation, so they're relatively close together and they're traveling as a group. And so,
Yeah, I guess if they're next to each other, but I'm assuming you're treating it like banish the sea serpent, then pop it back to create that surge to push the ships forward again.
Oh, no, I just banish it, and then the fleet gets an entire minute to sail out of range while the thing is gone. You wouldn't have to necessarily pop it in and out. And then I don't think I have extended duration.
I thought the
I
problem
guess I
was
do.
when you banish it, you're leaving a vacuum of air in the ocean, and that turns into a whirlpool.
Well, but that's only until it fills up. It might slow you down for a couple rounds, but it's
Right.
not gonna depend unless
Gotcha.
it's like right on your tail. It's
Once you
not
guys
gonna-
have escaped it, banishing it is going to pull you guys backwards for 1 round, and then you guys can continue sailing away.
It'll settle.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Eric,
Okay.
how long would it
It's not so
take
bad.
for our entire fleet to get by a location where a serpent was?
If you know where this one is, you guys can navigate around it because you guys have expert pilots on the ships. If you can notify the other 56 or 55 ships that they need to avoid this area and avoid anything that looks like an island out here, you guys can navigate around it and prevent them from engaging it.
Cool. Yeah, I think we send the notification. I'll be on standby while he's around here. If it seems like he's making moves to like straight up go after another ship, I'll fly over and banish him before he gets nearby so we can move on.
Yeah. The reason that you guys were able to be ambushed by this was because of the drizzle. So if you're able to address the drizzle and the low visibility by using something, that would be able to alleviate the situation because they'd be able to see what's coming.
Do that.
I mean, we could just have people flying in front in that case and, swap between Ruzid and I, just seeing what's out ahead.
Okay. So being like pilots for pilot guides.
Yeah, we're being Rudolph.
Okay.
Cool. you are Rudolph, yeah. That's what you
Awesome.
should name it.
We got a month and a half before us that season.
Awesome. Cool. So go ahead. Yes, Tati.
I just real quick, since we're not going back, my charm bracelet possession only lasts for a minute.
Okay.
So before the minute's up,
Sure.
having done a real cool kickflip jump with a crazy ship, I'm gonna take one last look at the horizon, smell the wind, and usher the pirate pilot into the next world.
Very cool.
Let him go.
As he goes away, there's a sense of release that comes out of you. releasing the dead into Imkael's loving arms. And that's where we're going to end for today. As you guys have managed to escape the sea serpent of the blue waters and are headed southwards to your rendezvous in preparation for the assault on Akeda. You guys did awesome tonight with your ghost stories. Recovering Saphira and Sason took a little bit, but you did well. They are alive and no cases of exhaustion. Coin, you did get your long rest and did wipe away the exhaustion from crafting potions.
Phew.
And so we'll come back next week to continue the adventures of the Toivoan Trainwreck. As always, guys, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. Do watch the Discord channel for the FY that's coming up. We have a lot of announcements coming up. Do watch the website over at gmeric.com, where I've got cool merchandise, including the iris stickers with the little red nose and antlers for the holidays. Go check those out. Those are available right on the front page. I also have 2 one-shots coming up on Sunday and next Thursday. So go sign up for those. There are tickets still available for those. Those are going to be a lot of fun. But otherwise, guys, have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. We'll be back on Friday evening for the Friday Night Lights, as they're probably going to go back into the Temple of Cateus to look for Kerfax. Have a wonderful night, guys, and we'll catch you guys later.